everybody, and welcome to another amazing, high-octane action episode of the Pro Crastinators podcast. Yeah, get on your motorcycles and ride into the desert, the
danger zone.
Like the desert of content that is
just like podcast. Mechanical Violent Kiter would like you to. I am Tom Oliver, and we have the esteemed Endless Jess, Master of the Abyss, with us today.
How's it going? It's me. He's on the podcast. Hooray.
Wow.
Oh, good.
It's me, Garfield, here to bring the mood down for everybody.
Fantastic. I would expect nothing less. We have the Paladin of Purple, Lethal Aurora Mage.
Ooh.
How am I a paladin if I'm a mage?
I don't know. You're multi-classing.
Yeah, multi-spec.
Like in Final Fantasy 11, the best game in the series.
But I specialize in purple magic.
Yeah, purple magic is magic done for your deity, purple. So you're also a holy mage, so you're like a paladin.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah.
It's fine.
Okay, acceptable.
We have Nate, the Starfleet boy who's been, due to some strange issues with the holodeck, is now in this desolate wasteland with no resources and no idea what to do.
You can't tell, but I am dabbing.
I think it's against Starfleet regulation.
That's absolute.
We have the energetic scrapper Ben Saint.
What?
Oh God, he's losing.
You'll pull something together eventually, I'm sure.
What?
And we have the desert overlord himself, Munchie with tiny hats.
Listen, the channel isn't growing. PC penny stocks are on the low. They're down 6% since we started this episode. Everyone's going fucking crazy. They're all in a panic. And I know what we have to do. We have to do a major rebranding project, and we're going to change ourselves from the Pro Crastinators podcast to the Pimple Crushing podcast. Listen, my mom signs into my YouTube account on the fucking daily and watches Dr. Pimple Popper MD some fucking zit crushing videos. And I think if we can tap into that niche mom market who just love to see pus fly every which way, then we can jack our subscriber number up and rake in that fucking super chats as we do live shekels for heckles, except we've rebranded, so now it's just we pop each other's pimples. And I've got like 6 episodes worth right fucking here for you. So let's just get on with that.
Imagine our new identity, the PCP, the only YouTube channel by moms for moms. I think that's the direction we need to head.
Munchie, would shekels for heckles be rebranded Pimpin' for Pimples?
Oh fuck! This shit writes itself, dude.
This pimple popping phenomenon, it's kind of like I wouldn't even call it, it's like ASMR adjacent. It's like parallel in the sense that it's not like ASMR that like relaxes you through like voices or whatever, but it similarly relaxes like Michelle. Like Michelle is into it and loves pimple popping videos. They make me want to throw up.
Mom, you have your own account. Stop using my account. It's in my recommended videos, Mom.
Do you guys not at least on some level understand the pathos, like not the pathos. What's the word for not the Schadenfreude?
It's like getting the long piece in a Tetris thing.
Catharsis.
It's like it's like setting up a Tetris thing and then having like an L block or something at the perfect right moment to get the Tetris.
Yeah. The catharsis of the pop. Like I get it.
I understand it, but like okay,
forget about
they
the
take
pops.
it to like the extreme. Well, there's there's videos that are like more like deep level surgery, like where they slice open the back of like a dude's head,
pull
apart the flesh, like a giant sack
not
of pus
into
that's
those.
like the size of a tennis ball.
Not into those one bit.
The pimple popping videos, that's baby shit. I could do that. I could do that if I ever had a pimple in my life, but unfortunately I was cursed with perfect complexion. But anyone who's
Jesse
greasy and disgusting enough,
you fucking rubes.
I'm actually in diamond form. It's an Emma Frost thing. It's actually, it's my second mutation. But most people can pop pimples. But what I just want to see someone go into the doctor with some fat abscess like hanging off their neck, and someone's got to poke at it with a scalpel, and like they got to like take a syringe and like draw the shit out at first, and it just they make an incision, and it just fucking explodes like a volcano. That's not a volcano that's erupting. A volcano that is like boiling over with like the hot chunky fucking lava.
Yeah.
That's spilling out over the side.
The thing about the cis ones,
it feels like a victory for me. I'm feeling it like vicariously, that victory through that person getting rid of that monstrous abscess.
Guys, since we started talking about the rebranding, our Patreon is up $500. We have to keep going.
We gotta keep going. The thing about the cis is that they don't even give good catharsis because like they cut open the skin. They go in with like a spade or a shovel or a trowel or something, and they like scoop the abscess out. But that's not the end, because what then must happen is they have to go in with tiny little scrapers and scissors and cut out like sort of the sort of sac or skin or membrane that contained the cyst, and that part is one a bit gruesome, and two it's just boring. So it's like the emotional arc of a cyst video is it peaks, it sort of slowly peaks early and then trails off to nothing and then stays down really low until the very end. The cutting out of the sack is extremely unsatisfying.
I haven't had the pleasure of watching this on a live human, but I have had the pleasure of watching it on a digital claymation, a 3D animation on YouTube of a transformation from a penile to a vagin. And, the process
not quite
of going trans, it's like going ghost but going trans, is the most like brutal thing.
I watched Ranma 1/2, sure.
I mean,
it's
surgery
so
in general
terrible.
Really just freaks me out.
Remember when Ranma would say, "I'm going trans" whenever water touched him / her?
I like to think of the human body as like I know this is wrong, but like it's like good, it's like good. So like, don't worry
so
about
wrong.
It. It's fine. It's fine. But then like with this pimple popping shit and general all surgery and stuff, it's like, oh my god, just the human epidermis is so fucked up and so disgusting and filled with pores and like.
Well,
what even is a zit? What even is a zit? And how does it get so fucking big?
It is.
Yeah. That was always my answer. When I was a kid, that was always my question to the adults who tried to tell me that God exists and that we were created in God's image. And even as a child, I was like, have you seen people? We get like fucking like zits, and like I've had like ingrown toenails before. Like, what the fuck is that? You have to go to the doctor and they have to like slice open your toe to fix it.
Because you just grew wrong by accident.
Yeah, sometimes like one day you wake up and like you're like 25, which
that's
is supposed
to be
grow
like
up
your
and
prime. Grow home is grow wrong.
Yeah, grow wrong. Like you just wake up one day and like all of your bones are just dust now and they don't feel good ever again once you're like 20.
Yeah. Or, I mean, just cancer in general. Just grow right. Stop growing wrong, cells. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What even triggers them to grow wrong? I don't know. I have no idea.
I will
too much of that dank weed, man.
I'll posit a new theory, though.
I know what causes cancer. It's all that aspartame I'm drinking. Conrad Collins, a.k.a. Did You Bro? I can't wait for you to never hear this, but if you did, you'd freak out because every time I say that, it pisses you off, and I find it hilarious.
Well, that's the leading cause of aspartism.
Yeah. That's why do you think Digi drinks diet soda all the time now?
Yeah.
I mean, I applaud him. It's better than sugar in my totally uneducated opinion.
Pick your poison. Do you want to become retarded or do you want to die of cancer? These are your two choices.
It's do you want to die of cancer or do you want to become fat?
Either die of cancer
is just a meme, but the fat is real.
To see yourself become the retard.
Although, hang on, doesn't being fat cause cancer? Doesn't obesity lead to cancer as well?
I guess everything leads to cancer.
It can.
It even worse. It leads to death.
Right, sure.
That's true.
Sometimes by that mechanism.
It's such a weird thing.
I'm gonna draw a Garfield comic where John just leans in, like Garfield's like in his little box bed, and John leans in and says, obesity can cause cancer, Garfield. And Garfield just looks like at the viewer and is like, Mondays.
There's a giant...
John leans in and whispers in Garfield's ear, you know, even with seatbelts on, people die in car crashes all the time. I just thought that was interesting.
There's a
You know, Garfield, you can have an aneurysm at any time in your life, no matter how healthy you are. It can just happen, and you'll die.
There's a giant sign at my Starbucks, and this is not like my local Starbucks. This is just like every Starbucks in the area in California. There is like a piece of legislator in the Californian law code.
They have a piece of the local legislator hanging. They have the local legislator's ear that they sliced off. They're holding it ransom if they don't enforce coffee policies.
It's just this like copy and pasted on like every restaurant that you could think to go to, like every piece of fast food or just normal sit down restaurant. It's all this little plaque near the door that just says this like food distributed here has been known to cause cancer by the state of California. Like, have a nice day.
Right.
So you can't eat anywhere. Like, seriously, it's ranging from Starbucks to, like, fucking Whole Foods to anywhere. You go, and then it's just like, oh, this causes cancer, by the way. And I'm like, well, I want a fucking green tea frappuccino. So you know what? I'm getting cancer, and I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
I mean, the odds are everyone in our generation is going to die of cancer because we're just exposed to so much carcinogens at this point.
Maybe the solution to cancer is mandatory death sentences at 35, so that you just don't get old enough.
That would definitely motivate me to start working even harder.
Yeah, right? There was a Star Trek episode about that. You get executed by the people when you're like 65 because they don't want to deal with old people because they're a drag on society. And I'm just saying, it makes a lot of sense.
It's true.
My theory is that cancer was actually created in God's image, and it was meant to be our natural predator, and we're not supposed to be here. And cancer is the flood that's going to take us out.
Yeah.
God, I hope so.
I have a speaking of obesity.
Health spans, people, not lifespans.
Speaking of obesity, I have a boring announcement to make.
Oh,
my
okay.
favorite.
Are you excited? Are you excited, gents?
I hope you have obesity. I hope you have obesity.
I got the test results back. I'm positive for obesity. Woo!
Yeah.
No, I hit my record low weight the other day. I was 167.5.
Dang.
I couldn't believe it.
And all he had to do was chop off his head.
That's
the
right.
least useful part. And
Yeah. Anyway, pretty stoked about that.
Did you say 175?
No, 167.5.
Oh, that's pretty damn low.
Pretty low. Still, it's weird. Everyone tells me, like, Ben, you don't look overweight at all. Like, you can stop
They're
now.
retarded. Don't listen to them.
And I'm like, well, like, BMI, according to BMI, I'm still, like, 2 or 3 pounds over the line to overweight. So I'm just gonna keep going. Thanks.
Right.
Well, I
agree
mass
completely.
affects that as well. And stuff,
Yeah,
so,
which I'm probably lacking in.
Anyone who tells you you're not fat wants you to be fatter than them. That's the truth.
Yeah,
that's right.
100%
You
agreed.
to justify their
definitely
by,
do not trust
sharing in their
anyone
sin.
who says anything nice about me. They definitely
that's
have an
great, Ben.
angle. There's no question.
I have a very similar thing to say. This is my main thing I wanted to bring up. I've instituted a policy. So I'm going to Hawaii for Christmas for Michelle, to see Michelle's family, and just to be in the best place in the world again. I highly recommend it. So I'm instituting a policy because I hate how my fucking love handles are disgusting and fat, and I want them dead. So I've instituted a policy that I'll be doing in perpetuity, at least until I go there in like a month and a half. And I'm beginning another one of my famous wacky acronyms. It's REDUIH. 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 Run every day until I'm hot. That's my plan. I'm starting it today, and I'm not going to stop until I'm hot as hell. And that's it.
Literally try keto. That's my recommendation. Also, just incidentally, I went 4 days without eating this week, almost by accident.
So
like,
fucking amazing.
Ever since that fast, you don't need it anymore.
It was on the
He's
day
been
of the stream.
deshackled from the ties of human consumption.
On the day that we streamed on Wednesday on Rowdy Fricker's Cop Killers on Twitch. I woke up kind of early. Didn't eat. I don't usually get hungry in the morning.
By the way, don't you love that fuck is censored, but cop killer is just fine?
Killing cops is fine, but the F word is not cool. It is not cool, guys.
Well, we got to bash the fash, but go on.
Bash the fash. Fucking left wingers on Twitch. Fucking millennials. so that day, we woke up, stayed up for a while, stream happened, did that. It was nighttime. I just never got hungry. Didn't get hungry at nighttime, went to sleep, like, I'm not hungry, so I won't eat. Woke up the next day, the trend continued. By day 4, I was just like, I might as well keep going. But then I told someone, and some people were like,
just die.
People were like, why are you fat? Why are you going, like, there's no real health benefits of going that long. Like, the benefits of fasting don't continue for days and days. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, 4 days is fine. I don't need to make a thing out of this. So I just ate some shit. I just ate some nuts and cheese and whatever.
I mean, imagine, just for a second, Ben, and everybody, imagine if your hunger mechanism stopped working correctly, and you just didn't get hungry, maybe through
That's what was happening. I did not get hungry at all until day 4.
Well, there you go. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're actually getting the right or best nutrition, just because one doesn't experience hunger.
So, not necessarily.
Okay.
I was thinking I would just go another week at that point because I was like more than halfway there. But then I was like, well, it would, like, there's no actual point. It would just be a numbers thing. It would just be an arbitrary, like, hit that number goalpost. So whatever.
And to you and Munchie's point as well, I am aware that, like, running every day is not enough to get skinny. Your diet is obviously a hugely important thing. Oh, maybe it might have just been Ben. I'd just say just go keto. Which is
all I said was try keto.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. I should do that, and I intend to. But it's so much easier for me to institute. I've noticed this about myself in a huge way. I need binary switches, on-off choices. That if I do that, I can get things done. If I don't, I fuck it up every time.
You mean like you have to go all or nothing?
Yes. To have flipped the switch of I will now run every day is almost easy to do. It's easy to do.
Is it easier than being like, I'll run 3 days of the week, any 3 days that I want to?
Way easier than that.
I get that.
You have less wiggle room to fuck up.
Wiggle room is how I find excuses to fuck up.
If I gave myself like, well, 1 day a week I can eat, one carb thing or something, then like that one thing would hang over me all the time. And I would constantly be debating, like, should this be the thing? Should this be the thing? Maybe I'll eat this, and then But if it's like none, then it's not hard because like I'm just like, that pizza. I just can't eat it. Well, like it's out of the question for me to eat that.
The idea of fixing my diet has long plagued me because it's a far more complicated overall thing than to make one easy switch. So I know I need to fix that. I'll work on it.
Diets are so hard. There's so much conflicting information. I get. Yeah, it's like you can read 2 different books on the subject and come away with completely different answers to what is a healthy diet.
It's interesting we're talking about diet because that was what I was going to bring to the table and say that I'm sorry, Ben, but I'm abandoning. I think I'm going to abandon keto. I think I'm.
Why?
I know. I think I'm pivoting into paleo. I think I'm continuing my biohacking.
I love paleo.
Paleo doesn't even do anything. Paleo is just about feeling better than other people.
Is that so?
But before we move on, completely,
aren't all diets about that though? Really?
The best diet.
I like paleo in the sense that it discourages bulk grains, which I don't believe in.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if this will sound. I don't know if this will sound cruel or not, Nate. I don't mean it in such a way. But I kind of forgot that you were like, you're like the fitness guy, I guess. I forgot about that for a while.
That's fine.
For a while, that was like your characteristic, is that you were the fit person who, did anime reviews, I guess. But I kind of forgot about the fitness part until just now.
Well, that's perfectly acceptable. And I mean, I think what that really speaks to is not really that I've gotten much worse, because I'm actually on an upswing currently. But it's that everyone else is up to their game, so I stand out less by comparison. And while that's unfortunate for me, it is good overall.
Yeah, but I'm switching. I like keto a lot. I lost a ton of weight. I'm down, I think, 15 or 16 pounds in like 5 weeks, which is pretty good.
So why would you stop then?
Okay, because I feel sick constantly.
That makes sense.
Ever since I've started keto, my stomach has felt in agony. I've had like heart palpitations all the time. That's
just life, man. Listen, Tom. You're 30 now, and happy birthday, by the way. That's just the rest of your life.
Keto. I've tried keto for a while, and it hasn't really worked for me. But I think it might be due to the fact that I don't have a gallbladder. So I can't really process the fat too well. I read that, like, you can do keto.
Is that what a gallbladder does?
I don't think so.
Well, no, it produces the thing. It produces the thing that helps you digest fat, I think, or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a biologist, but I read that you can do keto without a gallbladder, but it's kind of different.
I don't see why you wouldn't. Although I guess you'd probably have to ask a doctor.
My understanding was that the gallbladder was a thing that helps to digest like fibrous stuff and plant matter better that is harder to digest in the body. I could be wrong about
Wait,
that.
are you thinking of the appendix?
Oh, I'm thinking of the appendix. Yep, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
The appendix is like I read that like what the appendix was for is back in caveman times when you would have a pile of loose berries on the ground and you would scoop them up along with like dirt and rocks and you would eat it all at once. Your appendix would secrete some kind of substance that would coat the rocks that you ate along with these precious berries with some kind of goo that would prevent them from tearing open your anus on the way out. Or something.
It's funny.
We don't need it anymore because we don't eat
eat
rocks anymore, or something.
For the last 30 seconds, the call just cut out and started nothing but gibberish, and then immediately cuts in, and then you just say anus on the way out.
Just anus.
I don't know what I missed, but
out of context.
Yeah,
yeah. This is
silence, sinus. Tear your anus open on the way out.
Yeah, it's like okay.
Yeah, this is a horrible nightmare. If it sounds like we're interrupting each other, it's because everyone's speeding up and slowing down and cutting out randomly at an unheard of.
I am also getting that. Yeah, it sucks. Hey, if anyone's got
wait. Nobody heard my Garfieldism that I threw out there in the middle of that cacophony. I said, the best diet is depression. And then fucking Garfield stands up from his bed box and he's emaciated as fuck. and then he looks forward at the viewer and says, Mondays. That's how they all end. They all end the same way.
So Jesse, are you just gonna make better Garfield comics now? Is that your new role? Because you've already had 3 good strip ideas just in the last 20 minutes.
Well, I'm imagining they end on sort of a Ren and Stimpy-esque, hyper-detailed close-up of his face saying Mondays.
That'd be good.
I don't. Well, I just realized that I am Garfield, and that's literally who I. It's
aren't we all Garfield?
Yeah, that's his appeal. He speaks to all of us in a way.
Yeah,
we're all
of our worst instincts.
We're all just trapped on the window of a moving car down the fucking highway to hell.
And it's Monday.
Fuck. We're all trapped in these bodies that will eventually decay and die and get fat first.
What is that noise?
Whose fucking dog is jangling?
Yeah, what's that jingle jangle?
Sorry, it's Odie again. I'll just kick him off the fucking table.
It could be my cat's Belle. I'm sorry. He's hungry, and I cannot go and feed him at the moment, so he's going to be a nuisance. Or
cats don't need feeding. Cats hunt for themselves.
No, he has a bell on his neck.
Oh, okay.
On the collar.
Is it like a choker, like an emo choker?
He's got a thought collar.
Yeah.
This has bothered me for years, and I've never said it out loud, but I'm finally gonna own up to it. This might make me unpopular to posit this controversial thought. It bothers me that Odie's retarded.
Yeah,
well,
I don't get it.
The thing about that,
you feel your people are being poorly represented.
No,
oh, got him.
And this is me talking, not Garfield. Even though I'm sure Garfield feels similarly.
Yeah,
because there's other dogs in the Garfield universe, and they're not stupid. So why is Odie stupid?
I was gonna say, is he retarded, or does he just have different priorities than Garfield?
He's almost always depicted as extremely retarded, though not always.
He's a mute. All the other animals at least can communicate with each other, but Odie's just
my favorite piece of Garfield lore is that Odie is not John's dog. He is Lyman's dog.
Oh yeah.
Who's Lyman? I forget who
Lyman is. Okay, it's pretty early on in the comic. John's friend Lyman moves in with them for a while, and he is this mustached dude, and he brings Odie with him, and he just is there for a while, and then he eventually goes off to join the Coast Guard or the Navy or something, and no one ever hears from him again. But he just leaves Odie. and now Odie lives with them. But no, Odie is Lyman's dog. Look up Lyman.
You know, John coveted that dog so much. He's so coveted a companion for Garfield that one night he snuck into Lyman's room while he was sleeping and murdered him with an axe.
Stabbed him to death and buried him under the floorboards and said, he went off to join the Navy.
And someone
comes like Donald Duck.
Someone comes asking about it, and he's like, "Oh no, this is my dog. I've had this dog forever. This is my dog." Yeah.
He's all, fucking Odie's like, where's Lyman, John? You know, you can see in his eyes, and when am I going back home? And John just looks at the camera and says, "You've always been here, Odie. You've always been here." And then zoom in on a black and white
and then slow zoom in on John's face. Slow zoom in on John's face. "You've always been here, Garfield." Music sting. Slow zoom in on Garfield. Mondays.
and so
cut to black. Roll credits.
And in order to make sure that Odie doesn't rat about what John did to Lyman, John gives Odie a lobotomy, and that's why Odie became.
Oh my God! It's
so stupid.
So the dog doesn't rat him out.
Yeah, you know, really, John was the one who was truly odious.
Oh. It all comes full circle.
And also he baked Lyman into a lasagna and he fed it to Garfield. That's also a thing.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Hey,
you would get so many lasagnas out of the meat of an entire person. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. There's very little meat in the lasagna to begin with.
You'd have to be some meaty lasagnas, or it's going to take you a long. You're going to have Lyman in the freezer for quite some time.
I think Garfield found like a finger bone or a toe like halfway through the lasagna and realized, but he just loves lasagna so much and he just
he already had that taste.
Shoveling it in.
He loves lasagna, like, and John knew this, right? John knew that Garfield loves lasagna so much that he would find the finger, eat it anyway, and then be so consumed by guilt that he would now feel complicit in the murder. Yeah. So he would never say anything.
Oh my God, John.
Makes sense.
He's smart.
If there's one thing I miss from being a brony, it's all of like the shit, terrible, gore, creepypasta fan fiction that you could read. And there was just like a whole library full. There was just a whole fucking like boatload. There's like a library of Alexandria worth of just pure knowledge that you could just unearth at any moment.
Rainbow Factory,
exactly. Take me back to fucking Party of One. Take me back to that shit.
Yeah, Party of One.
That was
Party of None. Sorry, Party of None.
Right.
So there's even less than one now.
At the end of the day, that was pretty much the thing about My Little Pony, was just how active and just how prolific the fan base was. In fact, I would say, and tell me if you agree with this, Munchie, that pound for pound per capita, the only fandom that is as prolific as My Little Pony might just be
Sonic.
Endless War.
Well, okay. We have to adjust for like inflation and for like how long they've been alive. I would say you've got
I'm talking per capita, like in terms of like work like fan work per person per second.
You know what? Okay, I would agree with you. The only rival there, and I think the true successor, is furries. Though I feel legitimately that furries is cheating because it's so decentralized. It's not really a fandom of anything. It's not like you're not a fan of anything if you're a furry. You're just a fan of being a freak, I guess. Like that's your one calling. That's what you want to do.
The furries thing is too much. I'm calling for it to be over immediately. Cease and desist. I'm done with furries
I don't know,
being
man.
a thing.
That's got momentum.
Well,
that's got some like cultural momentum behind it.
The fact that it's like become a community and a subset of people, like a category of human, upsets me. Because, like...
Jew, Gentile, furry...
Because now you can't even joke. You can't even joke anymore about, like, a cartoon animal character being attractive, or else you're a furry. Like, it used to be, everybody made those jokes. Everybody was fucking, Lola in Space Jam is hot as fuck. Yeah. Everybody used to be into that. Everyone believed it, but now everyone's afraid to admit it. Because as soon as you say that, maybe Lola is fucking a hottie, well, then it opens the floodgates with the furries come out and they go, "You're one of us now. You're one of us." And they They slap that big giant head on your head. Yeah, and they push you down a corridor, and they keep like adding parts of the furry costume as you're walking down this corridor with no other way out, and they're whipping you with chains, and you're hurling insults and throwing rocks at you.
Oh, dude,
it's a gauntlet.
Remember that
and it makes you
StarCraft
one of
2
them.
commercial? Remember the one where that like Marine is getting strapped into like his power armor suit in preparation for StarCraft? It's like that with a fursuit. And then he comes out, "Hell, it's about damn time." Enters the gift room. Yeah.
I want to go to a furry convention just to see what it's like. I want to know what it's like on an average basis. And you know what will happen? I'll go there. I'll get all suited. I'll get all tatted up. Brief segment. I'm actually writing a 400-page fan fiction. It's about an AU/sequel to the How to Train Your Dragon series, and it's just exactly the same. It's like dragons are actually a metaphor for tattoos, and it stars Hiccup, who's been renamed to Tatless at the beginning of the movie, and he has to overcome this fear by getting a tattoo. Anyway,
that was the most Zoomer sentence anyone's ever spoken.
Yeah,
you know what?
Anyway, enough of that. That was all in parentheses just then.
I just figured out.
It's going to be the same as any other convention. It's going to be the same as any other convention. It's just going to be like people just hanging out, kind of being bored, being like, "Oh, like what panel do you want to go to?" Nothing. I just kind of want to hang out. And then the other person's like, "Yeah, okay." Furries, I don't think are going to be that weird in person. I want to go anyway. I want to see what it's like.
Only behind closed doors.
Just now, while you were talking, I figured out the metric, the test of whether or not someone is a furry.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, they made a Looney Tunes show a couple years ago. It was like a sitcom update of the Looney Tunes, where like Bugs and Daffy are like.
No, what was it called? I know the one.
Yeah,
whatever. We all get
I don't remember the name, but I know the one. Yeah, but Lola Bunny was in that show, but they had updated her to be more contemporary and like more fitting with like today's, feelings on what a cartoon sexy bunny should be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they made her, like less overtly sexualized and less like busty and buxom. But
Lola Bunny in Space Jam is a dystopian nightmare.
Well,
she's the pinnacle.
I mean, you can say she's a nightmare, but she's definally sexualized.
Well, not her herself, but the way that she is just this. She's this sexualized. She's the sexualized token female who is defined by being better at everything than all men, and all men are immediately get heart eyes and swoon and fall over their boners because she is present.
It's regressive, but it does have merit because she is hot.
Sure.
So so
granted.
Yeah. So in this new contemporary Looney Tunes show, they toned down her sexuality. They toned down like how hot she is, but they like made her more of a character with like a zany personality to match like Bugs and Daffy and stuff. So I think the test of whether you're a furry is if you're attracted to Space Jam Lola, you're not a furry. But if you're attracted to the new Lola for her personality, you're definitely a furry.
Isn't new Lola in that version, wasn't she like a sort of like neurotic, like obsessive, like stalker girlfriend or something?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Huh, yeah.
Okay.
Gross. She was like the attached girlfriend meme.
So I guess I'm definitely not a furry. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if this is allowed to be shown, if we can link this safely in the show notes, but I really want this t-shirt. It captures me walking down the street with this fucking t-shirt on.
That is awesome.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my fucking God.
It's so huge, and your entire body is taken up with that image.
Why is it on a t-shirt?
Munchie, you need to buy this shirt and wear it to the furry convention you go to.
Oh my God, yeah!
Yes!
I want to wear
I mean, there's nothing technically showing. I think her cheeks are covering up.
Is that not her little bunny pussy showing?
No, she's wearing...
I don't want to zoom it in to find out.
The panties are clinging to it in a way that it's a little hard to say, honestly.
You know what?
The geometry is questionable.
I'm going to post a link to anyone who wants to buy this below.
I'm going to buy it.
Use our Amazon affiliate link to buy this t-shirt of Bugs Bunny spanking Lola.
Sounds oddly expressed. I guess to those who haven't clicked it, it's Bugs spanking Lola sexually over his
just said
knees.
that.
On a t-shirt. On a t-shirt.
On a t-shirt.
That's a t-shirt that I would wear in a music video while having Post Malone tattoos on my face.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, dude, there's another variant. You'll see if you click that link where her ass is more red. Like, she's gotten more wax.
It's the sequel.
Yeah, it's the sequel feature.
There's like 5 different ones for each weekday. So
They
like,
go
she gets
sequentially.
You do a
Progressively redder.
progression through the week. You start with the first one of her just standing next to him, then the second one of her bent over, then pulled down the panties, then getting redder and redder.
They're progressively redder. At some point, tears form under her eyes.
Yeah.
And it starts to be less hot, but it keeps going.
And then in the last one, she looks at the viewer and says, Mondays.
I'm gonna go to the tat shop and get tatted up, and I'm just gonna. They're gonna be like, "What kind of tattoo you want?" I'm just gonna put on my sunglasses and not respond to them.
Okay.
And just wait for him. Just wait for me to wake up from my cocaine-induced stupor, and just wake up, and then find out how many tats I've got with this sick ass shirt on. Because I guarantee they're gonna give me like 5 for free because they're so aroused.
I'm sure that's true. Speaking of fandom in general. I just wanted to say that I played Devu's game, Autonomous.
Ooh, I want to stream that. I want to
to
stream that game myself.
You should. It would be good. I think, it'd be pretty good for that.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I honestly loved it, and it was great. So great job, Devu. So here's my endorsement. Everyone really should play it now that I have played it. Took me like an hour and a half, maybe, or 2 hours.
I'm pretty intrigued. I'm pretty intrigued by it. I feel like I should. I saw it and I meant to be like, jump on it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but life goes on.
The download link wasn't there when I first went, but now it is, so I played it.
I'm about halfway through it right now, and it's great.
I wanted to play it. I was like, it looked cool, and it's like, it's a Devu game, so I'm like, I want to play a game by Devu. He's my friend, and so like I got my stuff set up. Like I was gonna record it. I was gonna do like a let's play of it. It's fucking
sick.
And ruin it for myself. Like I do everything because you fucking record it. And you don't enjoy it as much. But I was gonna do that. And I tried to download it, and it wouldn't download. It like set off my antivirus shit, and I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Oh wait, I got the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like do
you use AVG by any chance?
No,
Is that
mine
your
was
antivirus?
Avast
Yeah,
antivirus.
I had to. Yeah, I remember. I got that. I had to like go into settings and create like a specific exception for like this file path or something.
I gave up. Totally.
Well,
I went back to bed. Like it's
fucking Mondays, dude.
Yeah, like I can do anything no matter how complex it is as long as you warn me beforehand. But like if there's one unexpected step, I'm done. I'm fucking out. Like don't make me do one thing more than I thought I would do. I don't want to do it. I'm going back to bed. I'm getting back into my fucking anxiety blanket because that one extra step just fucking gave me a mental breakdown.
Oh wait, no, you know what I did? I just disabled my antivirus. That's what you gotta do. You just gotta turn that shit off for a minute. Which Devu should probably. I don't know if there's a way around that, but like if we both have that problem,
I couldn't even find like where to disable it. I found a thing that says like put it on passive, and like that sounds kind of disabled, but that didn't work. It still wouldn't let me play it. I might be able
to. If I so it's an exe, right? If I put it in a zip file and put it online, you might be able just to download that, which I wouldn't be for everybody, but like I could easily probably share that with you guys. That might get you past that first thing, and then you just unzip it, and then it might work. I do that at work a lot.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't see how that. Aren't you just downloading the exe directly from itch?
Well, I mean,
Nate
whatever.
would be.
They're having a problem getting the exe, but if they're just given like a Google Drive link to a zip file that contains an exe, your antivirus will miss that and not. Generally, I mean I do that sometimes.
All right.
Speaking of
enough
furries,
excuses for you fucking people who didn't play the game.
Back on the subject of furries, I have more to say on this.
The point of this was, Devu, I loved the game. It was great. I have one huge complaint with the game, a gigantic problem.
Is it a spoiler? Should I cover my ears?
This is not a spoiler, no.
Okay.
In very slight, indirect terms, it kind of is, but not really. It's that, okay, so the game is great, love it. Get all the way to the end, and the thing is, at no point in the game is there any kind of fail state. There is a save game mechanism that you can use to save and turn off. And this game is, it's like an hour to 2 hour game. It's easily done in one sitting. Okay, so when I'm playing the game, I saved it at the beginning just to like try out saving, just to like see how it works. Already going above and beyond. But then there was no need to save at any point past that in the game. At the very end, when you've done everything, there is something like sort of kind of a final boss type event. And the thing is, it's the only time in the game where there is a fail state, which brings you, there's no do-overs. You just get like kicked back to the main menu. You have to restart from your save file. But here's the thing. I didn't save the fucking game since my test at the very beginning, and I was not conditioned by the game to be taught that saving was necessary because there was no failure states.
It should give you like
I should have saved. So I literally lost 100% of my progress playing the game.
It should give you like a there's no turning back from this point. Do you want to save?
Something like that would have been good, or even if there was just some sort of continue state, like a do-over of that final thing, that would have been fine as well.
Yeah.
But no, I just got fucked. And I want to do it again, but I'm like, Jesus Christ, I really liked it, but do I immediately want to use another hour to get through the game again?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably not. So I went online and, okay, One Spar is the only man in the world who's made a Let's Play so far, so I could just watch the final cutscene because I'm already too good. I don't want to spend more time doing this. Well, One Spar hasn't uploaded the final part of the Let's Play. Just do it, One Spar. Release the fucking video.
Who was once known as Wolf Spar?
That's right.
Yes.
Right, okay.
That's him.
Okay.
So, Jesse, actually, I would have really appreciated a Let's Play. So I need this Let's Play to exist
I'll
so
do
I can
one
see
if I
the
can
end.
figure it out. You know, I also
I think you know what? I think I'm actually going to stream that tonight because I am streaming tonight as I do on Sundays.
I'll tune in for the ending.
Please
on
ping
twitch.tv/SaintComics. Go follow me. I will. So by the time you're listening to this, dear viewer, I will have already streamed it. It will be on my videos page.
Thank God.
I don't know if this is better or worse than the spanking shirt, but this one is like a bad fusion of Bugs and Lola.
A fusion, you say?
It's the same one.
This is the same shirt.
Okay, it's not showing the one I linked or the one that I clicked on.
Oh, there's like other versions.
Yeah,
on
there's
here.
a bunch of different shirts on here. One of them is just.
Wait, well, oh my God.
Wait, I'll figure this. This is important.
Is this the
yeah,
one?
there's a whole. Oh my God, this one that's just her face on like an orange shirt, and her face blends into it is really weird.
There's a lot of weird ones here. This is.
Oh my God, this like dark purple one with like sort of a pink gradient on it has like a really badly drawn version of like Bugs giving her a piggyback ride.
Yeah. Here
we go. This is the one I was talking about.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
What the fuck is that?
What the fuck?
That's like more
That's
baffling
hot, dude.
to me than the spanking shirt. Like,
I put it on a t-shirt.
Unironically, that is somebody's fetish.
Like, I would
and not a joke.
I would wear the spanking shirt because it's hilarious, but I can't.
It is hilarious.
I can't conceive of a reason I would wear this weird fusion shirt. Not even fusion. Like, they're conjoined in this.
What?
They're fucking...
Lola Bunny. Lola Bunny is a weird
shit?
anomaly of a character that just, like, popped up one day in Space Jam. You know what it was? It was, like, the Hollywood bigwigs who were making Space Jam were like, oh, we gotta get something for the boys to watch. We gotta get a character that wanna fuck. But we gotta make it a cartoon. Okay, just make a fucking female Bugs Bunny. But they didn't know the power they were dealing with. They didn't know the power of the Chaos Emeralds they were toying with. They would create this incredible sexual nexus of energy that was Lola Bunny that has been twisted and pervaded.
No, they knew.
Lola invented furries.
Kind of. It seems
no,
like
Robin Hood came first.
Okay, I thought it was Nala from Lion King, but I guess
that
Robin
is the
Hood
perfect
was
way
first.
to describe Lola Bunny: a nexus of sexual energy.
It's true. It's true. She's like a bloodborne creature where, like, when you look at her with zero insight, you're like, oh, yeah, I mean, okay, cute bunny. And then, like, as you start to look at more furry shit, like, you start to get more concerned about what you're actually looking at. And
all
the
that
dark
raw
tendrils appear.
sexual power coalescing at the center of the universe like a black hole.
I have
like
a
an
feeling the
ultra-dense
site
apocalyptic
that's posting
event.
these T-shirts is illegal or something because like they're just taking fan art and putting it on
But
Express
T-shirts.
by what
is like a
method of
Chinese
curation
website
are they
that
making
has
these? Are these like they feel randomly generated? They don't
They
feel like
do.
they're even like
These
formatted
feel like they were made
properly
by
or
a
I mean,
anything.
computer.
who's really gonna go to court to protect their drawing of Bugs spanking Lola?
The same supercomputer that churned out Spider-Man carrying pregnant Elsa to the hospital in a wheelbarrow is churning these out.
That's true. I feel like at the end of Spore, we were all disappointed. You know, you build up your universe, you acquire new civilizations, you attain enlightenment through whatever means, and then boom, you finally make your way to the center of the universe. And originally it was just going to be Lola Bunny, the center of all power and commerce and culture. But they were like, the people aren't ready for this. The people just aren't ready. So then you just start over and you continue the quest eternally.
I have a game rant. I have an
nightmare.
angry rant about a video game.
As you tell us.
Since you
which
were
one?
talking about another one. Fucking, so I downloaded the re-release of Castlevania Symphony of the Night on PS4.
Yeah, okay.
And we all know that game.
Oh, no, I know where you're going. Okay, all right.
So,
that's...
everybody knows the dialogue at the beginning of Symphony of the Night. Die, monster! You don't belong in this world. It was not by my hand. It was humans that fucking did the thing, and you bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough talk. Have at you. They fucking changed the dialogue in the re-release. They re-recorded it. They rewrote all of it. Like this.
What the fuck?
This idea that like the old dialogue is hokey now, or like isn't good.
Hey. I'll bet the game would be way better if we changed this classic dialogue that everyone remembers.
Yeah,
everyone
and,
would appreciate that.
The new dialogue isn't even better. It's just as hokey in its own way, so there was no point in changing it. It didn't make it better.
What's the new dialogue?
It's totally... it's not
like
memorable.
the same,
It's not
only
memorable
phrased
at
a
all.
little
Yeah,
bit.
it's
is
just,
the original Miserable Pile of Secrets?
They changed that.
Like,
they changed that.
They
That's
changed
different.
it to be like less hokey and like trying to make it sound more natural in English, but it doesn't. It just sounds weird in a different way.
Symphony of the Night is where What is a Man, a Miserable Pile of Secrets comes from, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just made it totally bland. They removed all the soul and all the fun from it. They sucked all the fun out of it to make it more fucking good, I guess.
Feels like they would feels like they would just re-record lines like solely to get some voice actors a paycheck. You know what I mean?
It does. I was just thinking, like, literally, what is the motivation to redo this literally iconic scene in video games?
I think it might be like friend of the developer or whatever, like, you know, a voice actor guy wants a paycheck. Let's re-record the lines and get him one.
I mean,
I think it's worse than that. I think they probably think, and worse than that, they probably think rightly so, that if they didn't change it, some snarky reviewer on some website somewhere would be like, well, the dialogue clearly doesn't hold up, and it's fucking bad now, and it's all hokey and queer and gay. But they wouldn't say queer, because you can't say queer now. But they'd, you know, in so many words, they'd call it queer and gay.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it is queer and gay, and I like it that way.
Yeah, and I love it.
And
it's fucking, I don't know.
It would be one thing if, like, when they remade Resident Evil, they changed the dialogue in that to be less silly, but that's because, you know, that was a remake. It was a full from the ground up.
The whole game was
different.
Okay, I have to go feed my cat because he's going to make noise the whole podcast. So
okay,
be
go
right back.
for it.
Like, the point of a re-release is supposed to be to preserve these works of art for future generations or for the current generation that wants the convenience of being able to play it again. I could go into the other room if I wanted, take out the disc, plug in my PlayStation again and set it up, but I'm already in bed, man. I want something on my PS4. I want the convenience. I want something that I remember preserved forever, and then I put it in. I paid $20 for it, and it's not like how I remember it, and I don't like things that have changed. And that's it. That's my being mad for today.
But Jesse, but just don't worry about it though. Like, it's for new people, right? You just need to shut the fuck up,
the new
generation.
you idiot boomer. The new generation needs to experience
It's not for new
these
people.
classics.
Fuck the new generation. It's for me. It's all for me.
You know, okay, it's true. That does extremely disturb me and make me want to kill myself. But the good news is that I believe this repackage also comes with Rondo of Blood, which I want to play. So that I might do that.
I played a little bit of Rondo of Blood, and I'm like, it's too fucking hard. I just want to play the game that I've played before 1,000 times.
That's what I mean. I love I'm a huge fan of all the Metroidvanias. I played literally all of them and love them. Old Castlevania is fucking hard. I mean, so when I was making my Castlevania video, I was like, I feel guilty having never played a single Simon Castlevania game making this video, so I'm gonna go do that. And I did.
Dude,
and it was really fucking hard, and I couldn't beat it.
Tom, when me and Munchie were over for I Am Games, and you guys were playing that, like, what was it? It was like the Castlevania Kickstarter, but it was like the side project, like 16-bit.
Yeah, Curse of the Moon.
It looked, that game looked pretty fucking cool.
I actually,
the sprite art looked really amazing.
I actually did almost beat that game. For that game, I actually did get to the final boss. I've got it on Switch. I meant to go back and beat it. So in that way, I kind of have almost beaten like a classic Castlevania, even though it's not a Castlevania. It's a new fucking thing. But that game's
not a Castlevania.
No, it's by Igarashi, the guy who made Symphony of the Night.
Oh, right.
But he's a new boy. He's a separate boy now.
This talk of re-releasing games, making them different and updating them has got me thinking about Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which released a couple days ago.
My friend, I've been seeing a friend play that lately, and
what do you think, lads?
Well,
the fact that they think, I've said this 1,000 times, and it's old hat.
Yeah.
But they think that for some reason the new generation is just stupider. Like the only thing they can think is that the new generation is stupider than what came before. So this is a remake of Yellow, and everyone played Yellow as a kid, or all the millennials did. And they thought it was just fine, and they got and this is children who are doing this. Children who grew up with the anime. They play Yellow. And it's a fucking fine time. No one rides in streets. No one's like, but how do I get past Lieutenant Surge? How do I find the batteries in the trash can? I don't understand. This game's way too hard.
Even if you continually lose against a gym leader, you'll still gain experience if you kill any of their Pokemon, and you'll just eventually overpower them and win.
But for some reason, they think, no, guys, Pokemon has to be for the kids now. Listen, you millennials, you 20-year-olds, you've had your chance with Pokemon. Now it's time for the children to play Pokemon. We need to make this game baby game because it's for the children now.
No, guys.
Children to experience
it? No. I think what they're doing is they're bridging the gap between Pokemon Go fans and like they're trying to get the Pokemon Go fans into the mainstream Pokemon games.
All right, okay.
No,
wait,
stop.
Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up for a second. How many people here have played Pokemon Let's Go?
Not me.
Well, I've seen.
We own it. We played it on I Am Games. It is awesome. Get fucked.
What the fuck?
Please explain how.
It is a super comfy, chill, fun
here we
time.
go.
It's hard to argue with
bullet
comfy.
in my head. Jesus
I think
Christ.
I'm being swayed.
No. Your guys are all fucking wrong.
Okay, go on. I want to hear it.
What's fun about Pokemon Let's Go is that it's the game that you know, and you can play it again, and like they've redone everything, and wow, I can see like this modern 3DS graphics in this old like fucking location, and it's the Pokemon catching is like Pokemon Go, but it's still fine. Like you get experience for catching them.
That doesn't sound
like,
fine. I'm being swayed back to the other guy's side now.
Well, I mean, it's because like you get experience for how well you catch the Pokemon, so like you get party experience and stuff.
It's a battle experience for catching.
Everything they changed, it's different. Everything that's different about Pokemon Let's Go from mainline Pokemon makes it worse and like takes away from what I like about
the fact
game.
that you can like access your box at any time is a great change. It's a great improvement.
Tom, listen, no offense, but I hate you.
That's fine. Your opinion sounds pretty shit to me right now too. So like we're just on different wavelengths. That's fine.
Okay, well, hang on. I think there might be at least some disconnect here, because honestly, a lot of what I've seen in Pokemon Let's Go seem like really good things that we would want in a Pokemon game. Like, just the idea of being able to see the Pokemon, like,
that's a great
on
change.
The map, and
it's
then touch them. Like, that's cool.
It's okay, I guess.
I like that.
Yeah, first of all, I disagree with the idea that the younger generation deserves Pokemon. I don't think they do. I don't think that kids deserve...
They already have it! They already have it anyway!
Well, like,
I'm upset.
I've been waiting my entire life for a home console Pokemon game with, like, modern modern graphics, and you can sit on your couch, you lay in your bed and play it on the TV screen. I've been waiting my whole life for that. They finally make one, and I look at it, and it's got like Pokemon Go shit in it, and they did it wrong. They finally did it, and they did it wrong, just to spite me, and to give it to the
what everybody wants is coming next year.
Ultra Sun and Moon are on the Switch.
They already announced at the same time they announced Pokemon Let's Go. They said the mainline series is coming next, and that's going to have all the regular mechanics. This is not a replacement. Okay. It's just a comfy co-op game where you can relive your first Pokemon adventure. This game is, for some reason...
Fucking kill me instead of that.
No, you're a fucking idiot, because you're playing this game for the wrong reason if you're saying, like, I want to, like, fucking do a hardcore Nuzlocke run in Pokemon Let's Go. That's
I know.
not why you play this.
Let's play a Pokemon game. Let's play a Pokemon game where you go on an adventure and catch monsters and become the very best like no one ever was. Only. Let's make it so you don't have to fucking think about it at all.
It's not even that you don't have to think about it. We're not...
Yes, it fucking is. I've seen it. You can literally double team. You can 2-on-1 enemy trainers. You can fight their one Pokemon with two of yours. And you don't
have to do it. It's just like if you and like me and Digi just sitting there playing IM games, just shooting the shit, and we're just like, oh, Digi wants to jump in and just like play the battle with me because we're just enjoying and having a good time. It's not a hardcore game, but it's not a bad game because it's not a hardcore game. It's just a casual, fun, like nostalgic experience. Like the newest ad for Pokemon Let's Go is literally a shot-for-shot remake of the original like Pokemon TV theme. Just done with in-game graphics. So, like, this isn't, like, for new people. It's for people who have good memories of this game, just want to play it again and have a good time and just chill out. And it's fine.
Sure.
If that doesn't sound fun to you, then this isn't your kind of game. But that doesn't mean it's a bad game.
It's not. No, Tom, let me stop you right there. The fact that it is not my kind of game does mean it's a bad game.
To you.
Because being bad means nothing other than that I don't like it.
Okay, then
and
you
because
don't have to
I don't like it, it is bad by definition.
To you.
I made a video about this on my YouTube channel.
Oh, well, I don't like it for tearing people apart and making us fight. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's making us all yell.
Yeah. So much for comfy.
I like how the stupid of the topic.
I have nostalgia for old Pokemon. No, I don't want to play some baby version of it to relive those memories.
The stupider the topic, the more political and fervent the discourse becomes. It seems like.
Yeah, it is.
Like suddenly, it's like before it was all like fucking Garfield Mondays and shit. And that was pretty stupid. Then it was like, oh yeah, well furries, and that was a little bit more stupid, getting a little bit more heated. But then you start talking about, like, whether the new Pokemon game is, like, too much for kids or not. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, let me stop you right there. So, no, let me finish. Let me say what I want.
People are invested.
Yeah, I am invested.
I just can't think
because the more frivolous the topic, the less afraid I am to have a strong opinion about it.
Here's the thing: Pokemon Go players
really good point.
who haven't played the main series games. I would say the majority of people who play Pokemon Go have played the main series games. But let's examine the people who haven't. I know someone. It's Kazzie's dad. Is Kazzie's dad this fucking portly Bostonite gonna be like, oh, you know what? I really want to get into main series Pokemon. It's almost like the reason I play Pokemon Go is because it's a mobile game and I can play it on my phone. It's not a huge investment. You know what? I really, really care about Pokemon now, so I'm going to go out. I'm going to buy like a $200, $300 video game machine, which I'm going to play exclusively Pokemon on, and that's what I'm going to do with my time and money. I have time for that.
I agree that those people are not going to buy it, but by the same token, you just said the majority of people who play Pokemon Go play the main series. So, like, if you're already playing Pokemon Go and this game works with it, and you can, like, trade guys between it and stuff, like, this is another...
they would already be playing
if you already play the mainline series and you have a functioning brain, no offense, Tom, love you, buddy, but then you shouldn't like this new fucking remake.
Look, it's just a different kind of game, and it's still fun. It's just not the same kind of game as a mainline series. That's why it's not replacing it.
I mean,
but it is fun. It is good.
I
don't hate remakes as long as they're good.
Okay. But, this is a remake that is a different style. It's a different interpretation. There's a value clash here for sure. I am definitely not
just wait
the
for our
kind of
IM
gamer.
Games video, which is coming out probably today or tomorrow, and it'll explain.
Look, I mean, based on what you said,
were you saying, Nate? Were you saying, Nate?
Oh, I was just saying I can already guess the content of that video, which is I'm not like saying like, oh, I don't give a shit. I'm just saying like I already know there's clearly a distinction between like, I mean, I'm really not a comfy gamer guy. I'm really not. I'm a like to be challenged guy. I'm not saying I'm better. It's literally objectively doesn't matter.
I'm saying it, Nate. I'm saying it. We're a higher breed. We have a better pedigree.
We come from a better
these fucking
stock.
casual noobs.
I mean, no. It's not even about being casual or any of that shit. My opinion with video games has always been they're
you're
great
not a casual. You're a fucking doom fag.
From doing things I actually care about. So, like, I'm not going to sit here and spend all my time 100%ing some incredibly hard game because I have more important things to do than 100%ing a game that when it's done,
play Pokemon Let's Go
goes
Eevee.
back into the fucking shelf. I play it because I'm playing
Tom,
I
hear you. There's another factor here. And it is basically what direction is the Pokemon company going? Because I want them to go in a different direction.
They're making a... Okay, here's the thing that I'm also happy with about Pokemon Let's Go, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
If they have... Because they said during E3, when this game was announced and everything, that they're going to do this two-prong approach going forward and see how it works. So if they dump all the casual stuff into the Let's Go series, then that frees up the main series to be more hardcore and not have all the baby shit in it.
I would like that very much, but I have no faith at all. I have no faith at all that will happen.
I think they are lying or mistaken. Because I don't think they will do that.
There's no way. Look at Sun and Moon. Look at Sun and Moon. There's no way they're going to stop the babyification.
Well,
it's not Pokemon.
Then it sounds like
I don't know.
Then it sounds like Pokemon is just a shitty series that you guys shouldn't play anymore.
That's correct. Correct.
I go back and forth on this. I feel like maybe like we had the switch to 3D in Gen 6, and then there was Gen 7, and I didn't play Gen 6, but Gen 7 was like pretty good, but I don't think it was quite there. I feel like in Gen 8, I don't know. I feel like they might really nail it. They might nail the formula in Gen 8.
I'm extremely anticipating
but maybe not.
To see what development choices they make in the next game. Because I think that'll tell us a ton of information about where they're actually going.
I mean, if I'm looking at the series history and I'm having to guess, here's my prediction. They add a bunch of frivolous bullshit that nobody cares about.
Remove a lot of features for no real reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they add like a new version of contests. Like, wouldn't that be cool?
It is not a cynical position at all to think that a series has declined. Because it's not like, never. None of us are happy right now. None of us like, oh man, like, it's so good to hate Pokemon. We get such, like, catharsis out of, like, making bad reviews of Pokemon or something. I am not happy that Pokemon, to me, has gone downhill in a way. It's not even a new, or it is a new thing. It's not even like I've thought this for years or something. This is an extremely new development for me. I'm still in like a shock, like denial stage where I just think, wow, why is this happening? Stop it, please.
High points of the series for me were Black, White 2 and Heart Gold Soul
and that
Silver.
wasn't that long ago. That was like what, like a couple years ago. That wasn't very long.
4, 5, 6 years ago, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if it's gone downhill or if I've gone downhill.
Sun and Moon. I mean, I didn't play Ultra Sun and Moon, but I heard that they weren't much better than Sun and Moon were not as good as
I don't know.
White
I can't
2.
really keep track of them. I mean, to me, it's like all the gens are the same. Like all the Pokemon gens. I mean, they're all police officers. They all look the same, you know.
What?
All the Pokemon gens. You know, the gens in Pokemon.
No, damn it! I was rubed. I mean, is rubed a word? Can you be rubed?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
There's a game.
I think I meant rused.
There's a game that I have in my Steam library that I come back to fairly regularly to play with friends. It is called Yet Another Zombie Defense, and it is 99 cents. It's a shit shovelware, like Steam greenlight, push through the door as fast as possible to turn a quick buck. When you open up the game, the file on your computer, like on Task Manager, says "My Game" all caps and has an Xbox controller logo. And it just is, you are spawn in this, like, Unity graphics, like, only default settings, like, they didn't actually make any of their own models, it's just, like, default shit, and you just shoot zombies forever, and that's literally all the game is. And that game, I could recognize, is shit, but I love it. First of all, because it's funny, because it's hilarious. It's called Yet Another Time Defense. Like, even the title is exasperated at what it is. But not only that, just because it's such like an easy game that I can just call up Ethan whenever I want, and I can be like, "Oh, dude, you up for a Yet Another Defense session?" He'd be like, "Oh, hell yeah, dog. We get past our high score. We gotta get past night 20." And then we can do that, and it'll be a great time. And I feel like that might be the sort of thing that you do, Tom, with this video game, where I think it's a difference between you thinking the game is bad or not, but it's more about the social aspect of it rather than the game itself being good or bad.
I'm just sick of Pokemon games being easy. Like, I was already way sick of it, and now a way more easy Pokemon game comes out. I know that's just me.
All the Pokemon games have been easy since the first one.
Well, look, there's a huge fucking difference between the ease of like Sun and Moon versus like Diamond.
But like the writing's been on the wall forever.
That doesn't mean it's good, and that just means my points are correct.
But it just means that after like 2 decades, you're gonna have to be like, I guess this is just a simple game.
I hate this argument. I hate this argument that we should just give up on Pokemon.
I'm not saying you should give up. I'm just saying like go in expecting that it's probably gonna be a simplistic game. Like I agree with you. I would like the challenge of Red and Blue back because like Pokemon Red and Blue wasn't so challenging that I would just like stop playing it because I have better things to do. It's like enough like, oh, like I actually have to like think and try. And like when they released Fire Red and Leaf Green, I was like, oh, they made this way simpler. Like that game was still fun. I still enjoyed it because I'm like, whoa, it's like better graphics and stuff. And like this is like a deeper realization of the world. It's interesting to see. Like, is it better than the original? No, but it's still an interesting experience to see this again with different hardware. Like that's a cool experience to me. And Let's Go's doing the same thing. Like it's a new experience. Like we were talking on the stream how like there's so much more detail that like I know where I'm going, but it almost doesn't even feel that familiar. Like if it wasn't, because like Digi was saying how like the level design of Let's Go is still kind of like geometric and right angle-y like the original Game Boy game was, but there's so much detail in it that it almost like the visuals, like the actual technical details of the visuals are way better than like Sun and Moon, for example. But Sun and Moon were designed from the ground up as a 3D game, so the geometry and stuff is more organic and less right angle-y. So the actual like level layouts are more in depth in Sun and Moon. So these like level designs feel more basic because they're based on 1996 Game Boy games. But visually they look great.
3D was a mistake. The series never looked better than it did in Gen 5, and it never will.
Look, we've talked about Pokemon a lot, and I feel it always does come down to one thing, at least for me. It's true. I mean, even if I want Pokemon to be good, the proof is in the pudding. Maybe the next games will really be something that shakes things up now that there's been a divide between hardcore and softcore players to whatever extent we'll find out. But the real answer is go play Crystal Clear, go play the ROM hacks. That's the shit. We should just all go play Crystal Clear. And apparently that's the good one that everyone says to play.
I don't want to seem like a Doombringer here. I don't want to seem like someone who's saying the apocalypse isn't anything. I don't think Pokemon has like degraded to such a point where I like don't like it anymore or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm allowed to be mad, aren't I? I'm allowed to be like, oh man, things were better like a couple years ago. Do I not earn that? Do I not have that?
Sun and Moon weren't terrible. They were just like, they were no Black White too.
Yeah,
they just exasperated.
They were no Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the
that's a shame. It's a shame that like the sequels are not improving.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
For a while they were. Every generation from 1 to 5 was a straight improvement. Fact. Hashtag fact.
I don't know about 4.
Absolutely
well.
Not.
Why not 4? Why not? Why not 4? I'm so fucking mad at you, stupid millennials. You don't fucking get it.
Physical
special
shut
slip.
The fuck up.
Idiot.
Heart Gold Soul Silver were, but the main like Diamond Pearl were not.
Yeah,
I didn't like Diamond Pearl that much.
All of your problems with it.
3 was a huge step down from Gen 2.
3?
I don't know about that because just Gen. I mean, I skipped Gen 3, but it added the physical special split, right?
Gen 3 took out the day-night cycle, which was so cool about Gen 2. They reduced the amount, like you only had 8 badges again instead of 16, so the game was half the size. And then in order to get like the evolutions they debuted last gen, you had to buy GameCube games just so you could port them in.
Okay, I understand
and those trumpet sounds were fucking disgusting. And to this day, it sounds like nails on a chalkboard.
half in the game isn't good, and they've never been able to top that either. But the immeasurable benefit of having like abilities and natures and shit like that in battle, it completely revolutionized the battle. Okay, here's the distinction. In all the best Pokemon games, they kept adding more and more stuff to the battling system because that's how you interact with the game. Stop pretending that Pokemon isn't about battling, because that's literally all that you do in the game is battle. That's all you do.
Mechanically, the game has only improved, and I don't think it's ever slid back.
I wouldn't say. I think it has.
Man,
it's been bogged down.
I hate the natures and all the hidden stats. It just ruins the whole fucking experience.
Bullshit. No, those are they add to the game, but you can ignore them if you want to.
No, they're like totally nah, I don't like them.
That's
10 out of 10. I was gonna hate that more passionately, but I fucking ran out.
I hate when people are like, this comes a lot in Smash community discussions, where it's like, why do you want the game to be competitive? What, just turn your brain off. It's just a party game. I don't want anyone else to experience the game in any other way than I do. AKA, I only ever want to play like 4 players with items on. When
that's the correct way to play.
The start of this conversation so badly. I'm not saying that you can't have parties or anything like that. I'm not saying anything remotely. I'm just trying to say that it's fun to play games competitively. It's fun to try hard.
Devil's advocate here. When you're at a party and you're all playing Smash and someone is really good, the party's ruined.
Well, just don't get that. Okay. First of all,
that's not. Well, wait a minute. That's not true because I was Princess Peach and I killed Steve. I killed all of Munchie's friends in one swift fucking in a display of power yet unrivaled by man. And we all had a great time as I was destroying everyone with my incredible Peach powers.
Having the game be balanced and be able to be competitive does not detract from the party aspect in any way. There's absolutely no reason to not have it be competitively viable.
As a loyal Peach player, are you excited to play as Daisy? Because I feel that strongly.
Didn't you see my video, my E3 video? I was so excited, I sang from the heart.
Did I? Maybe I missed it, but shit, I don't know. I have to go watch it again if so.
Oh shit, yeah. I did a whole video about Daisy and how cool it is and how excited I am and shit.
She's got like a weird side B.
I mean, look, what's the deal? What is it?
Or it might be down. I forget which. The one where it's Toad. It might be our neutral B.
Yeah,
she like swishes back and forth. It's a really bizarre motion.
I am honestly, Daisy is my #1 character I'm excited to play as.
I mean, like I'm very excited to play as Daisy, but I also feel a little bit of guilt because like Peach is like my best friend. She's like the best girl. She's like been there for me this whole time. And sometimes I'm gonna have to be a Daisy. Sometimes, look, I can't be a one princess guy. Okay, I'm too cool for that.
Do you think, just a quick aside, do you think that the game, or the pro circuit, now that like Smash Ball charging stuff is like a meter that gets charged, is that going to be like switched off for tournament play?
Yes.
Or like,
yes.
Yeah? Okay,
yes.
well, all right. Yes. I was going to say, Daisy and Peach, I think, literally have the best one, because it both gets an instant kill, and they also can be fully healed, which is just like the best combination of shit.
Though there's no way they would ever allow Smash Balls in tournaments any circumstances whatsoever.
Nothing more asinine and infuriating and obnoxious in the world than being at a party and everyone's playing Smash Brothers and everyone's having a good time, but there's that one guy who's like, we gotta find a destination with no items.
Turn off the fucking items,
we
bro.
gotta turn off the items. It's not a real fight. It's not real competition. It's not competitive. First of all,
I hate the items. I hate them.
No, the items are okay. I vehemently disagree with the notion that having items on is somehow less competitive or less of a game of skill.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you,
it's
Jesse.
so much more
random.
why? It's literally
it's random, but it's random. It's fair.
Like, you still have to like know how to capitalize on using items.
It's
I don't get the
totally insane.
Nate, No, knowing how to use the items, knowing what, it's a whole different skill set that, like, the Final Destination crew just totally, like, pretends doesn't exist.
I can't even take this argument seriously.
Yeah, you can get a lucky drop. Shut up. You can get a lucky drop and get a hammer and win because of it, but, like, I still think that the better player will win more, like,
oh, wow, look, it's a Pokeball.
Absolutely,
it's right in front of me. Oh, it's Kyogre and envelops the entire screen? Oh, cool.
Yeah. Like, you just get one Master Ball spawn next to you. You get it, and it's like, I don't know, fucking instant win Mewtwo or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. It's silly.
Look.
Like, it's fine.
Here's the thing.
In a real
combat situation, you don't get to go, okay, here are the rules and here's how I want them. And if someone attacks you in a bar, you're grabbing a bottle, you're grabbing a chair, you're grabbing anything you fucking can, because that's competitive. Bitch.
Yeah, okay. Well, I actually practice what I preach, aka Bushido, and I believe in honorable duels, so maybe look it up one of these fucking days.
I think the competition is not, like, about a bar fight, it's a sport, you know?
It's a sport, he's right.
Yeah,
it's a
but sports
closed,
are fucking
sanitized environment.
Look, the only sport that I believe in is professional wrestling, where there are no rules, and anyone can do any stupid shit they want. And that's the one true sport, so somehow I've finagled my way into being right once again.
I'm a different breed, you see. I'm a Zoomer. I grew up with Smash completely different than I see everyone describe it. Here's how Smash playing goes with me. My friends come over, we talk about the latest Smash tournament, then we go into 1v1s, and it's a great time when we all laugh, and we all play, like, friendlies 1v1, non-Final Destination. We do a plethora of stages, and it just is great because we're actually trying, and it's somewhat a competition, and when we lose or win, it feels good because we're with our friends. There's no hard feelings or anything, but we're still playing the game like we're actually trying to, and it's not just fucking easy, nothing matters.
That's how it was for me in college with my buddies. There was always kind of, in the back of our minds, there was the idea that we're trying to get better, because we did participate in tournaments every once in a while, like, at college. So, like, there was that idea that we were, like, grinding our skills a little bit to try to up our game for that. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I was involved with the scene at least a little bit. So I was trying to play to that. We like turned off all the stages on the random selection except for the ones that were tournament viable.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so okay. No more fucking Pokemon isn't good. Listen, Smash Bros, it's gonna be a little bit fucked up. Listen, that's a sure. But oh my, I never in 1,000 years thought they would listen to this argument, because it wasn't like the most, you know, and it's not like, oh, bring back Wave Dash, and it's like, it's not the loudest things in the community, but the fact that they have not fucking, you know, Final Destination mode, not that they have Battlefield mode, but they have hazards off. That you can turn off hazards and play on any map you want to, and have it not just, like, spawn weird boss battles at the time, or just change, like, transform into fucking bizarre, awful versions of itself over and over again. Like, you can just turn off hazards on fucking WarioWare Incorporated. You can go there and have the weird, like, pseudo battlefield, you know, like, it's like a block stage with 2 extra platforms on the other side. Oh! Glorious! I love that so much.
Oh
it's so good.
Me too.
I'm so bored. I'm so fucking bored, you guys.
Why?
Hey, Mage, how you doing? How was your week? You haven't said anything in like an hour.
I wanted to say, but you guys were so passionate about things, I didn't want to butt in.
Fair enough.
Who cares?
I like Pokemon.
You do anything interesting this week, Mage?
No, I've been dead, and then I had a whole bunch of mobile apps that consumed my life for like forever.
Yeah, Mage is becoming a digital crazy cat lady, we established before the podcast.
I have like 4 apps that are all different cats.
You playing that Neko Atsume?
Well, one of the things, I have like 4 different apps with cats of them, and one with dragons.
I played Neko Atsume a couple years ago. I think I deleted it at some point.
It's so cute.
But I replaced it with for a while. I was really into Magikarp Jump. You guys ever play Magikarp Jump?
Oh yeah, I played it for a little bit.
Magikarp Jump was actually pretty fun for a while.
I like to turn off items when I play Magikarp Jump competitively. I just think they introduced
too much randomness into the fun.
That was exactly. my worst nightmare.
It's no longer a game of skill.
My worst nightmare, guys. My worst nightmare, the thing I dreaded the most with Magikarp Jump was, like, having my Magikarp get taken away by, like, a Pidgeotto.
Is that a thing that can happen?
Yeah, there's a random chance.
You clearly did not play enough Magikarp Jump. Yeah, you can You can fuck up and lose the game by it can be stolen by a Pidgeotto. Damn. It can be. There's one other thing.
It can evolve into a Gyarados,
and you can evolve it into a Gyarados, which is the worst thing that can happen. No. Like, Nate, you don't understand. Gyaradoses are worthless because they can't jump. They just fly. Who the fuck cares? This is a jumping competition.
Is this like a thing where you have to like avoid the rare candies so you don't accidentally over level and become?
No,
Gyarados
it's like it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to evolve them by accident. Like, but it can. You sort of have to go out of your way to do it. But if you do, you lose the game. Or well, you don't lose the game. You just have to start over with a new Magikarp.
It's pretty dope that's a feature though.
Yeah, there's some like secret thing you got to do.
Damn, I gotta download Magikarp Jump.
You know, I mean, the whole game. I really like it. I like how rooted in lore it is because there's one of the
deep lore of Magikarp Jump.
It is though because it's one of the Pokédex entries says that like certain Magikarp that get old enough can jump over mountains.
Does that happen?
Well, I mean, not in the game, but the Pokédex does say that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but what's the lore relevance if you don't actually jump over a mountain, then?
Well, I mean, the point is... What the fuck? The point is that your Magikarp are jumping really high.
But you said, like, the lore is that they jump over mountains, but they don't do that, so...
Man,
are you fucking stupid? The point is that they jump really high. Jumping over a mountain is just an example of how high and far they can fucking jump. So the game is about jumping really high and far.
Okay, I guess.
That's sad, though.
Why?
Because, like, I mean, being an old Magikarp that never became a Gyarados, it's like being an old virgin.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But the ones that become a Gyarados are, like, they're the exception. I'm pretty sure that, like, the way that the economy, the ecology of Pokemon works, like, only, like, the very rare Magikarp actually becomes a Gyarados.
Maybe it's worse to be a Gyarados. Maybe there's something that we're not privy to in the life of a Gyarados, because they've always got that twisted snarl
the mouth
of
They've got dry mouth for days. They've got a sore throat,
They look so miserable.
They live underwater, Munchie.
They can't jump. They can't jump. They can't compete in the Magikarp Jump League.
They can fly,
right? Like as a kid, I'm like, Gyarados is cool because he looks scary and angry. But now I'm like, oh man, Gyarados is living with a lot of anger, and I don't know if that's healthy for poor Gyarados. You know, in 2018, we have to think about
Gyarados
the mental
just has
health.
a resting bitch face.
I think it's a mental health issue. We have to.
You know, that's true. I could believe that too. So I got a text the other day.
I know it's fine. Yeah.
That enraged me. It was from someone I don't know.
Oh,
right,
already,
I'll read the exchange. I'll read the exchange that we had. I get a text that's like where is it? It's like 2 down. Here we go. It's a link. It's a link to a GoFundMe, and then it would help a tremendous amount if you donated to my GoFundMe page. And yeah. So I clicked the link just out of curiosity, and it's the name of some girl that I don't know. I don't recognize the name. Mm-hmm. It's a picture of what I presume is like her and her boyfriend, and it's like, help me escape from my abusive home or something.
Okay.
And then I didn't read the whole article. There was something about like, my mother says that it would be better if I killed myself or something like that.
Have you considered she's right, young lady?
Yeah. So I kind of wish I'd read the whole thing now so I could go into more detail, but I didn't. Whatever. Okay. So I text her back, who is this? She says, who are you? To which I respond, you're the one that sent me a request to donate to your GoFundMe. No thanks, BT dubs. Mm-hmm. And I was very upset, and I'm still seething. I'm still seething with rage that anyone would intrude upon my personal space like this. It's disgusting, and I hate them.
Yeah.
Did they respond to that at all?
No, they did not. But that was just yesterday, so I guess there's still time.
That is very rude.
So I guess she just like mass sent out to like all her contacts or something, just like, please donate to me stuff, something.
Maybe there's like some list you're a part of, Ben. Every time someone wants to mass send a text, your number's on there.
It's called the government no-fly list.
Oh, shit. You're right.
Those people got a lot of extra money kicking around from all the flights they're not taking, so they're a perfect candidate.
They can't escape and get an international number.
I've developed like an addiction to GoFundMe lately.
What? How so?
What?
Well, because like, you see them every once in a while, someone on your Facebook has like, oh, here's my uncle, he was in a car crash, or here's my friend, he needs a wheelchair, or something like that. You're always seeing them, and just like I see the GoFundMes of people who are in bad situations, and like I get this feeling inside me. That's like, I'm not trying to virtue signal, because it's not altruistic at all. It's a feeling of, I have to be better than everyone. I have to be better than people, so I have to donate. I have to donate $100 to all of these people, and I do.
Oh my
I
God.
donate $100 to
gag,
each worthy
dude.
cause
I'm sorry,
that I find.
Gag.
If someone was fucking burned in an accident, $100. If somebody was fucking broke their ankle by slipping on ice, $100. You all get $100 because I have to be better. I'm better than people.
Hey, Jesse, I've got a couple GoFundMes for you. They're all to me for no reason.
I guess. Like, this article did not convince me that this person's situation was actually dire. I guess I could kind of get it if I was really convinced that someone's situation was really dire. But at the same time, no matter how dire someone's circumstances are, it's not my responsibility. It's not my responsibility to help people that have been burned or crippled or are dying, right? Like, there's a million of them in the world, and I can't help them all, so why should I help any of them?
Now is a perfect time to reflect on the teachings of one Ayn Rand, because what you're describing is exactly the mentality of the, I forget what they're called, of the parasites, or of the people who are manipulated by the parasites. One should keep in mind that it is a virtue to build oneself up, because it is only when you build yourself up and see that you are the optimal human being that you can be, that you can then provide the most value to those other people. Not that they deserve it or anything. Self-interest is the most important factor in the world. But, it'll be objectively more useful.
Well, Ayn Rand was a crazy monster.
The reason to help one of them is that there's one person who's more happier than they were than you left them. Like, when you started out.
Thank you. The saintly
you'll just end up spending all your money on this shit.
Reason.
All of your money, you donate a little bit and it accumulates as a GoFundMe. You're not gonna.
Well,
I'm not saying to spend your 401k on this fucking person out of nowhere.
No, listen. You see one person who has these bad circumstances, you feel bad, you donate them money. But guess what? There's 1,000 more in the exact same or worse circumstances that you didn't give money to.
And I'll get to them all. I'll get to them all eventually. One day when I'm ready, I'm gonna fix the world. I'm gonna fix them all.
The thing is because for some reason you resonated with that person's GoFundMe just a little bit more. There's no shame in that. It's not weird. Then
the reason you're not donating because of anything. You're donating because their marketing was better.
Hey guys.
I don't understand what's wrong with that.
Stop rewarding failure. Rewarding failure.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm sort of on Jess's side. I would like to help people, but the thing is, a lot of people take the goodwill of other people and use them, like, scams, and they could say, like, oh, hey, I need a new wheelchair or whatever, but they actually don't, and they just use the goodwill of people. And I don't want to be one of those people that get used. And I feel sad that people do that.
Before. Sure, I've donated to things before, and it's been bullshit, but, that's just the risk you take.
Well,
if I had the choice, if there's a cause that I believe in, and I would rather, give the couple bucks and find out I got fucked, then not do it and feel shitty about it forever.
Look, I would never say that everybody who's in need is a bad person or won't use it responsibly. But I get approached by homeless people a lot in Cincinnati. There's a lot of them asking for money, and this is a real. I was hyperbolic before. I was exaggerating, but this is a real point. I never give any of the money specifically because I really just have no idea who this person is, or if my giving the money will actually help, I'm actually facilitating a bad lifestyle by continuing to do this.
Well, yeah, but
I don't know if it's actually going to help.
I think what Jesse's talking about, if he's seeing these GoFundMes on Facebook, I'm assuming there's some. You know them, or you know the people who know them.
Okay.
So there's
I get it. I've been approached by bums, and there are grifters and people who are dishonest. It happened to me when I was with you guys in Boston. That lady, I gave her $10, and she's like, give me more. And so I had to give her $20, and she was still like, well, could you give me a little bit more? Because I do have 5 kids. I'm like, lady, enough. Get away from me. You've made me mad now, and now I regret helping you. And when you get sort of grifted like that, it does make you not want to help anyone else. It's people are People who are shitty and like take advantage of your kindness, they're just sucking the kindness out of the world because they're preventing you from wanting to help anybody else. But
exactly.
With the GoFundMe thing, the examples I gave were real examples. It's like there was a guy who was burned and a guy needed, and these are friends that I know on Facebook, so I know they're not scamming me or grifting me. I know they're real people.
That is different.
I don't understand your argument, Ben, about if you can't help them all, then why help one? Because you're
what
helping
is not
one
self-evident about that?
I think the idea is that
it's not a double standard or anything.
This person that you're helping does not deserve help any more than hundreds or thousands or millions of other people.
But you're in contact with them. I think the idea is that if everybody...
Well, so what? That's an accident. That's an accident of fate, and you don't owe them anything.
Well, no,
it's not your responsibility.
You don't owe them anything. This isn't about owing. This is about you wanting to help someone.
Right.
Why would you want to help someone? Well, end of sentence.
Even if it's a stranger, who is like tangentially related to a friend of yours, I know that that's making my friend feel better or more, so that's one less degree of separation where I can go.
If it's, listen, okay. If it's someone you know, if it's someone who is like in your life somehow, who is in your sphere, that makes sense. If I was rich, right? If I had more money than I knew what to do with, which is not even that much. Maybe if I had twice as much as I do now, I would have more than I knew what to do with.
Okay.
Then maybe, right? If I had disposable income that would not go to any other thing. But I don't.
Right.
I mean,
I'm
a big believer that
the
money does not actually, like, people who win the lottery, it's so common for them to lose it really quickly because they haven't built up the management.
I
skills
catch myself.
It's funny how we're even bringing up the idea of
like that.
It's funny how we're bringing up the idea of being against charity when like the vast majority of us, like a good portion of our income, is basically charity.
Yeah. It's not charity.
It is not charity.
I'm disgusted that you would say that.
I pretty strongly disagree with that.
I was gonna say that, but
totally not true. That's
totally not true.
No. A lot of it.
No. Tom. I was sort of thinking that, but at the same time, we are providing something in return. In a sense, we are producing content.
You're producing something, but it's free. Like, nobody has to pay for it. They pay because they want to.
Tom, it's a different goddamn payment model than traditional exchange. Well, that doesn't make it charity. It's just that it's divided amongst...
It's not a direct exchange for goods and services. It's like, I like what you're doing, so
therefore
I'll give you money.
Charity shouldn't be a dirty word.
Okay,
accurate.
look. If I give a homeless lady $5 and then she sucks my dick, it's no longer charity. It's a transaction.
I mean, that's true.
Or it's I'm being raped and mugged, in which case...
But that's not what we're doing. It's like we're going around and sucking everyone's dick for free, and if they like it, they'll give us $1 every now and then.
We're going up to people's cars and washing their windows without asking them, and then maybe they'll give us $1 afterwards?
Not exactly
that
the same thing.
model is a little closer.
But it is closer.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, that's such a dumb point. I feel silly even arguing against
it. Can we at least agree that like our income is based on the goodwill of people, basically?
It is. That's my point. It's based on goodwill, and so is charity.
Listen, I think most of you are probably in the same position. As someone who does donate, I mean, not a lot, but I do donate to a few Patreons, and I do not feel like I am giving charity. I feel like I am exchanging...
My point isn't that it's
I'm exchanging currency for a service.
I mean, but you're not. That's my whole point. Is that
I don't feel that way.
You don't feel like what, Munchie?
I don't feel like I'm getting like a service, like I'm getting your service in between. I'm giving it to you because I just like your stuff.
Right, that's my point.
I don't know if I'm supporting it really in a way.
Okay,
directly.
hang on. The only reason
I feel like I'm supporting the people that do the things.
Right, but that's not the same as buying something from them.
Well,
that's my point.
I am sure there are people who consider their donations on Patreon or whatever like effectively charity. I'm sure there's some people like that. But that doesn't mean that, like, some people, you must admit, at the very least, some people must have the mindset that, oh, I want to fund this person's work. Therefore, I will contribute to doing that by giving them money. And to me, that seems like that's the main reason to donate.
I agree that that's the main reason, but my point is that logic is based on goodwill. It's not based on... it's not because people who give to the PCP, other than people who do bonus episodes, but like in general on Patreon,
which is the vast majority, by the way.
Sure, but people in general on Patreon, like your personal Patreon, I don't know what your rewards are or anything, but like they watch your videos, which are for free. They do not have to pay for them. And if they like you as a person, or they like the content you make, they decide to give you money as a gesture of goodwill. They do not have to, because if nobody paid you, like, the videos would still be there to watch, and assumedly you'd still be making more if you made half the amount of money you have, because you're trying to build that career. So the videos themselves have no financial, like, worth, because they're not the market value for them right now is free.
That's where I think we hit an impasse, because I do not agree with that point.
Who paid for your videos? Literally nobody. They are
patrons.
Free.
The patrons
no,
paid
they
for
didn't.
the videos.
No, they didn't.
Look, my situation is a little bit different.
Who paid for Gurren Lagann Part 1 and 2? Nobody.
Okay. Forget me, because I'm a little different, because I actually have a full-time job. Let's take somebody like, just for example, Digi. Digi's lifestyle, his ability to make videos, etc., is literally paid for by his patrons, because that's how he lives and makes his money. Like, yes, he makes YouTube money as well, but it is 100%, it's the vast majority of his income is from his patrons, so you can't just say that there's no relationship. Like, that clearly...
Digi's lifestyle is funded by the goodwill of his patrons, but his videos on the market are worth $0 because they are not for sale.
We might get caught up in semantics here a little bit, because I think we generally would agree on this stuff, but I think there's a slight difference in the terminology.
All I'm saying is that Patreon is goodwill, not a market transaction.
See, I agree that it is goodwill, which is why I have never given money to anyone on Patreon ever, because I don't think that way. Yeah. And it's true, because I have a distinct lack of goodwill in my heart. So that's true. That's true. I just think that it is certainly a factor, and maybe you would argue that it's less of a factor than I would, but it is a factor that people feel they are getting something. And I mean, I hear this from my patrons. But again, okay, let's consider that anecdotal, so whatever. I would argue that I think a large percentage of people are saying that they're getting something for it, even if it's just the satisfaction, which, yes, is goodwill-centric, but it is supporting an artist so they can keep doing the thing they want.
You're supporting the creator. You're not buying their products. The products are free.
I think that is...
Yeah,
I feel like
and that's the only tiny distinction I was trying to make.
I don't know. I feel like they're...
And that is similar to charity
my
in the fact that, like, you're just giving people stuff.
My patrons are purchasing the pieces of my soul that I continually chip off of myself for their benefit, and the constant sacrifice and toil and blood, sweat, pain, tears, and tragedy that I go through to make these things. That's what I'm selling.
Well,
I don't know.
In Jesse's case, because a lot of Jesse's stuff is just for patrons, so that is definitely
true. I release a lot of stuff exclusive to patrons that no one else sees on patreon.com/endlessjess. It's exclusive, and no one else can see it. You have to be a patron, and it's hilarious and cool content. And so there you go, people. And it's
so a lot of it depends on the model, right? I mean, we can.
I don't know. I just like charity to me implies that, like, the person receiving the money isn't giving anything of their own. And I think in any of our case, in anyone's case, most people who have a Patreon are giving something. Unless it's like a total scam artist or something.
Yeah. Even people, like, for example, like a lot of us do live streams. When you're live streaming and you get a donation, even that I don't think is charity, because you are getting something in return.
Right.
But I mean, even if it's something that, like, donation that takes no talent or no work, like just a random live stream, or even if it's something that doesn't necessarily take a lot of skill or thought, it's still, you're giving people your time that you could be spending with your loved ones or spending on yourself.
True. I think the difference is that Patreon and donations, you get them because the person wants to, not because they need to. Nobody has to pay money to get into your Twitch stream. No one has to pay money to watch Best Guy Ever videos. They do it because they want to do it. But if I want to go to the theater and watch a movie legally, I have to give them money first. I can't just walk into theater, watch the new Avengers movie, and be like, yeah, that was pretty cool. I'll give Marvel $5. It doesn't work like that. Different models.
Okay. I concede that goodwill is definitely an element here, but, like, just for example, on my page, I do have at the very least, like, my patron Discord that only patrons are in. So just even adding something like that, I think, does change the equation. They're getting a reward.
Right.
There's
at that point, if to get into your Discord is a product, your Discord does have a financial whatever that tier is, because you have to pay that amount of money to get in there, and it's a subscription service, because as soon as you stop paying, you're no longer in there.
I think charity is cool, and I'm all for it. Everyone should be charitable.
Yeah. Well, okay. I think we agree. I agree. Patreon, definitely goodwill is a major element, but I still think there's a large people are.
I want to go back to something that Ben said earlier about Like, if I had all the money in the world, then of course I would give more to charity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I catch myself thinking that all the time. I always think, like, oh man, if I ever have like $1 million or $1 billion trillion, I'm gonna give it to everybody. Everyone's gonna have fun times. I'm gonna make people's lives less shitty with my money. If only I had that, $1 million. But then I catch myself saying that, and I think to myself, well, wait a minute. How much money is enough? Like, where's the bar for when I have enough money that it's suddenly okay to be charitable? And that kind of makes me go, well, fuck that. I technically I can be charitable now, so why the hell aren't I being charitable now? And that's what makes you want to fucking do it.
There was a Sam Harris podcast about this stuff, and basically he was trying to find out like the most. I think I talked about this before, but it was like, what can you get for your bang for the buck, the most good done for like the least amount of money, such that like everybody could do it. And it was
is it like wells, like digging freshwater wells in Africa?
I mean, similar. It was actually insect nets for like South America to prevent like mosquito-borne disease, like what is it? Malaria. I think
malaria.
And so, like, that's something for like $30 a month that most people can afford. Like, if you do that, you can really make a serious positive difference in the world. So, like, there are answers to these questions for something like that.
Yeah, instead of giving it to well, I probably shouldn't say her whole name.
Yeah,
but you want me to read some of this GoFundMe?
Sure. Yeah.
And I will read it. Free of judgment.
Okay.
And I will just let you.
The
I will
judgment
let you just
already
make
happened
up
earlier.
Well, that's true.
Well, I mean, I made the judgment not to donate.
Yeah, I guess.
That's
the thing itself could be independent.
But as you've heard from the things I've said on this subject, like that, there's not a high bar of badness to make me not donate.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the pitch. What would your parents say to you if you called them following a dangerous car accident? My mom told me she was glad I got into one. To me, this sort of thing is normal, though I've lived with this for too long. Tristan and I are trying to move out of my mom's house. Should I not say real names? Does it matter?
I guess skip it. I guess just from here on, yeah.
Okay, T and I are trying to move out of my mom's house to get an apartment with two friends of ours to start... Oh, this is good. Oh, yeah. To start our YouTube channel and engage in our creative endeavors.
Yeah, that takes a lot of funding to start a YouTube channel. Okay, all right.
Oh, yeah. We originally scheduled to move in January due to saving, but after yesterday, we want to get out as soon as possible. For most 3-bedroom apartments, blah, 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 I want to raise money, blah, me and my friends, we don't have to be around this abuse anymore. If we raise $2,000, we can leave immediately. M, our close friend, is moving in a week. Originally, he was going to blah, blah, blah. The more time we wait, the longer I'm around my toxic mother. T, M, and I all want to be in a supportive environment where we all support each other all the time.
You said T, M, and I. Who's the third person involved here?
I as in the pronoun.
Oh, well, I thought the way you said
there's a T, there's an M, and there's her, who she refers to as I, as one does.
But who's the third person there?
Who's the M?
There's someone called M. There's someone called M.
Well, okay. Are this person in like some sort of 3-way relationship? Is that what's being implied here?
No. She said close friend.
Oh, okay,
close friend.
Okay, all right.
So she's just like trying to...
Anyway, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Here's the rub. Here's the rub.
Okay.
Picture of her and T. T has a Nirvana shirt and like cherry red dyed hair, and he's making a terrible fucking like Japanese V sign with his hand.
Okay.
This girl J, I'll call her, has a big old nose ring and has like, you know what? God, you would have to see this picture of her to understand.
Us, but we won't share it with the people.
Let me. In a minute, I will post a picture of it. But she has like, you know, like long. It's got to be like a silver wig, and she's got like drawn on eyelashes that like are like go under her eye to make it look like a big sparkly anime eye, and she's got weird like blush. She's got a nose ring, and she's all pink and like spotty and like looks like a fucking freak, and here's the rub. There was another GoFundMe. She's raised $439 on this campaign out of a goal of $2,000. It took her 2 days to do.
It's not bad.
She a year ago she had another GoFundMe. It was on a different account, but I know because the picture of her has her in the same kind of makeup. And the GoFundMe was "Help me cremate my cat," and the goal was $200, and she raised $100 of it.
Damn it! You can only cremate half of it.
Didn't quite get it. Had to bury Fluffy out in the backyard like a common beast. Had to just eat her to make up that extra $100.
Here's why.
Had to reinvest that cat meat back into my personal economy.
This is why you don't want me donating these people. Here's why. Because in order for me to donate, I'm going to have to grill this person and talk to the other side of the story, aka the mom, to find if this is really all stacking up. Is there some bias here? Like, I want to know if this is actually an injustice being done, or if it's just some, like, I mean, not to be judgy, maybe she's just a little emotional kind of a person. Things have been taken a little bit out of control, and the mom's not an evil monster.
You can never trust anything that a young person says, ever.
I agree.
Anyone under 25 is just a liar. Period.
The word that stands out to me in this description is yesterday. She says that this exchange, when she got into a car accident, called her mom, and her mom said she was glad she got into a car accident, happened yesterday.
That is such an outrageous claim. I just don't believe it.
I feel like maybe she was mad. You know, I can see how you would say something that, like, close enough to that you could interpret it, like, if you were angry, like, maybe she was angry she crashed the car, maybe she said, like, well, you were being reckless or something, or, you know, you're irresponsible, so, you know, you deserve to get in this car accident, like, you know, like, you brought this on yourself,
and
or
she,
something,
and she structures
which you could
the way she makes this claim now to make it the worst possible interpretation
she says, she's phrasing it as, like, my mom literally wants me to die, which I don't believe.
I mean, maybe it's true, but I just don't. You know, I'm not going to take
your
word for
but
it.
You know how
I would find that much more shocking than this person is just emotional and got in a bad fight with her mom and then said, "Oh, I'm going to make a GoFundMe and I'm going to move out with my boyfriend T and we're going to move in with Mason and I'm going to show you that I can beg for money on the internet."
What just gets me is that there's so many people in the world who love an excuse to, like, prop up people like this without any kind of questions asked. They see any kind of claims of victimhood and they're like, I am on board.
I am on it.
Here I go.
Wait, someone says they're in a bad situation. Someone says that a bad thing happened to them. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm fucking there. Comments. Hope you guys are able... Kyoko says, hope you guys are able to get to a more healing environment soon. Someone with a Japanese username says, nice to help a local need, or a smaller one. I can relate with the want to get out of a situation like this. Dawn says, no one should have to live through abuse. Good luck, and I hope you heal quickly. Harley says, I want you to feel safe and happy. When I stream, I'll draw a picture of you and tell my streamers to go donate to you.
Man, ever since Kavanaugh got into the Supreme Court, it's been constant abuse, constant rapes of mother against their children, verbally and otherwise. It's just a madhouse out here, guys.
You know, Michi says, I am so glad that you're alive. You're one of the best, sweetest people on Facebook and deserve... Okay, this person probably knows her in real life.
It sounds like it, yeah.
You know, so anyway, it's a bunch of bullshit. I hate it. And the more I read of it, the less sympathetic. You know, I went in there with an open mind and an open heart, and the more of it I read, the closer it got. So, you know, that's me. That's me in a nutshell.
I think
maybe this says more about me than it does about her.
The real way that I determine the limits of my charity deep in the true dark pit of my hateful, vengeful soul is just I won't give to anyone whose story is less sad than my own.
That's a good
rule
of thumb.
Like,
absolutely.
If it's like, I was paralyzed and I can't support my family. Well, okay, I'll help this guy out because that sucks a lot. But if it's just like someone like, oh, my environment sucks and I'm trying to move away. Well, join the fucking club, you little brat. You know, I've been trying to move away from my environment for fucking 50 years.
You know what's interesting? Not to make it overly political based on that, but I think that exact reasoning is why a lot of people who are accused of having white privilege have little sympathy for that because they're, like, poor people and life sucks. And they're just like, well, while it is literally true that I have white privilege, frankly, like, I'd like to stop being, you know, crushed under the boot heel of just life in general. So
you know what they say is you can still lose on easy mode.
Indeed.
Well, that's always been my thoughts on it or my feelings on it is because like you've got white privilege because you're not black or you're not a woman or you're not a minority. But then when I sit down and think about it, I think I've never met a black woman or minority in my life whose life was worse than mine ever.
Sure.
I mean,
like my life has been harder than any like black person's I've ever known. So fuck you.
Maybe I'm
White
talking out my
privilege
ass
my ass.
here. What I will say about this is like, okay, like yeah, white privilege is a thing, I think, but I would rather have. I think it seems to me that like rich privilege is much better than white privilege, and I would much rather if I had to choose, I would much rather
it's a class.
I would much
thing.
rather be rich than. God damn it! Let me finish my sentence. I would much rather be rich than white. I think that's a much bigger advantage.
As Mage said, it is people point this out a lot, but yeah, it like the real division is class as opposed to anything else. It's like
don't you love it when you make a point so salient that you are interrupted by fervent approval?
It's the
fervent
best.
what?
Fervent approval. Like everyone is just like jumping down your throat. Shut up! You're absolutely right, and I agree with you. God damn, that's such a good point.
Why does this podcast always get so political? Why do we?
I said I didn't want to make it political. I don't know.
Am I being political? I just think it's.
I mean, slightly.
I just think being rich is the greatest privilege of
No,
all.
I
do believe white privilege is a thing. I don't think.
I mean, it's
there's other
I
privileges.
think it's all
some of which
bullshit
might
except
trump it.
for rich and poor. Like that's all it is. That's the only.
Oh
real
shit! I said
divide.
Trump.
There's...
I said Trump. It's political.
Don't ever say Trump. No, I mean it's all just a distraction from the real privilege, which is wealth. Wealth is the ultimate and only.
I would say that wealth is probably the ultimate privilege. Yeah,
makes sense to me.
Wealth,
maybe a few centuries ago it was nobility, but we don't have that.
The
anymore.
real privileges
nobody cares about that
anymore. People take for granted are not like racial or gender privileges or sex privileges. The real privileges are like being born wealthy, being beautiful, not having like abusive parents, or like having good parents is a privilege that people take for granted. Like those are the real privileges that like people don't think of, because all they can think of, everyone's been sort of like brainwashed into this. It's race and gender. Everything is race and gender and sexuality. Like no, there's other social factors that determine privilege.
Yeah, I mean, race is a factor. Like that does affect things.
Sure.
Like. You can be excluded or marginalized on that basis.
It's just when you ignore everything else just for something like that.
It's
like everybody's got blinders on for race and gender and shit, and they're ignoring that. Fucking you can have all the so-called white straight male privilege in the world, but if you grow up and your dad is an alcoholic and he like throws you in the tool shed and like whips you with a telephone cord, then you're probably going to grow up with some disadvantages. You're going to be messed up in the head a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just because those external things are so easy to recognize and easy to group up in.
That's true.
They are.
Like,
They're very.
You can't just
they're
look
very
at somebody
apparent.
and be like, "You clearly have like shitty parents."
You came from an abusive household.
But you can definitely say that there are more
with
abusive households for lower income people, and you can also definitely say that there are more minorities in lower income households. Like you can say that. It's all as long as you have self-awareness about what you're saying, and you're not just going around going white people and fucking straight. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm saying the correct thing. I know that I would never say something that wasn't smart. I know that. So
yeah. Same.
I think it's also,
I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon real quick.
I want to say quickly. I think it's also important to have like a stable family home. Like
absolutely.
Yeah. That's what we're saying. Right?
Yeah. It's a very important factor. People very easily overlook, I think.
Yeah, I've said this a lot I've thought this a lot in my private dark moments of bitter rage and resentment when I think about my good friend Digibro. I've just thought like Digi talks a lot about being privileged, and like the ultimate privilege that Digi has in his life is having the family that he does, the supportive mother and father and the talented siblings. Like I look
for sure
at
same with me and Ben, I think.
Yeah, like I look at the way like a person like Digi grew up, just having that family unit that I never really had, and I'm just like, that's the ultimate privilege in life. Like if I had that, I would be like a way contented person, probably. I don't know. It's just everyone everyone thinks that the thing they didn't have is the ultimate privilege. Like, no matter what you have,
you know, everyone kind of wants to.
It's always going to be the grass is greener on the other side of the fucking.
And everybody wants to be like, I did it myself. They don't want to, like. There's an incentive to like downplay your own privileges, whatever they might be.
Yeah,
and so.
But nobody does it. Nobody does it all by themselves.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, as the village people said.
You know what is
no man.
You know what is the
does it all by himself. I said, young man, put your pride on the shelf. You got privilege because you were born white and someone make me rhyme.
Is not all right.
Yeah, woo! We did it, Reddit.
Hang on, Munchie was jumping in. I wanted to hear his perspective. I mean, if you wanted to.
All I was going to say is that I don't disagree with any iota of what's happening here. But as an SJW myself, I feel like this is like everyone knows this and everyone also does still talk about wealth. In fact, I would say that I probably hear that more as a thing than like the like caricature of like everyone's just fucking crazy about jumping on white people for white privilege. I almost exclusively hear a social-political class thing. It might just be the bubble that I'm in, but I feel like we might not be giving people enough credit.
I hear a lot. I hear race talked about a lot more. I hear race and gender talked about a lot more than class.
Well,
but maybe I'm just not watching the right YouTube videos.
Yeah, that's true, Nate.
I think the people who are talking about race and stuff are just more vocal, but there is definitely. I mean, you look at like a lot of like.
Look at Tom's like communist Tumblr, and then you'll see it.
Exactly. My Lord and Savior.
None of this is to say that like I don't want this to be interpreted as like I think the world's going crazy and everyone's a crazy SJW who's obsessed with race. I think by and large most people are sane and have the ability to make logical distinctions.
I mean, we're definitely not the only ones that have these ideas.
I think we're the only ones thinking about this galaxy brain level stuff here. I think everyone else is just fucking stuck in the fucking dirt.
that is the one good thing about living in a world where everyone has gone fucking crazy and is mentally retarded. Is that I can say just the most basic, obvious shit, and people will think it's smart. When really, it's just the whole
It's really
world is
easy to look
stupid.
intellectual online when you do that shit.
Yeah, like all you have to say is that, like, oh, you know, it's probably bad to hate other human beings for no fucking reason at all, and people go, oh my god, that's like the most salient fucking thing I've heard all week.
I feel that way too, but I never knew how to put it into words before.
The bar is set so low now for being for being smart.
That's true. That's true. You know, that's an interesting effect. You know, does anyone else notice this and just think about, like, their own videos or the videos that are popular and just think, like, Jesus Christ, this is such a basic fucking point. What was even the point of making this or watching this?
Sometimes I feel like maybe I'm just an asshole in my own head, right? Because I feel, and
can confirm.
I feel almost always, like almost anything that I see, I feel like is at least on some level some basic shit that I could have said and I could have done, and I'm not impressed by.
Oh my god, you know what this reminds me of?
This extends to almost everything that I see and experience in life.
I very much get you, especially on the YouTube landscape. But I watched a movie yesterday, The Big Short, which is this movie.
Oh, I love that movie. I love that movie so much.
I like that movie. It basically it's explaining.
Is it about?
It's a dramatic reenactment of like the housing crisis bubble collapse in 2007 or whatever. And okay, what was interesting about it? This was honestly kind of insulting. But I get why they did it. They talk about how, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a movie about banking, right? So they're like, CDOs, IRAs, blah, blah, blah. You obviously don't know what that is, which is true. No one does. And that's kind of the point of the movie, that no one gets it. So to explain these technical things and use these, like, silly metaphors to get it across, they'll be like, we're now cutting to... Margot Robbie,
Selena
Gomez to explain to us at a poker table, so that your fucking retarded ape-ass brain will understand what's going on. And yes, like, it's true, I needed a baby metaphor example so that I could get it, alright? But I didn't need you to pretend that I'm only gonna listen to Margot fucking Robbie sitting in a bathtub. Like, frankly, that's more of a distraction, because I just want to have sex with this creature. I'm not interested in listening to her talk about this shit. So, I wish it was like a fucking, I don't know, fun teacher or something. It was annoying.
I thought it was I don't know, kind of funny in a way, the way they did in that movie.
They were definitely trying to be glib with it. I felt, I don't know, I felt a little pandered to, like more than they thought they were doing. But it was a good movie. But, like, the point is, it's just, like, I feel like that's kind of like what YouTube videos do. And, like, I made my video about Huey's Law or whatever. It's just about taking whatever fucking idea you have. How about something like, I don't know, it's okay to be gay, and you put in, like, a big elaborate music video where, like, oh my god, can you believe it's, like, actually not a problem to be gay?
You make a big production. You add like some sad music stings as you like talk into a camera about. You talk about like. You're making a video talking about how like the new Ghostbusters isn't as bad as everyone says it is, and then at the end, and then you suddenly cut away to like a new angle, and you bring in some sad music, and you go on a tangent about how you understand depression because last year you too attempted suicide, and it was a really rough time in your life, and you were in a bad place, but you're better now. And thank you to all my viewers, for watching my content and supporting me. And then your Patreon quadruples overnight.
I don't even disagree that these points are valuable and can be said, and it makes there's probably lots of people who still need to hear it. I just hate it. I just hate it when I feel talked down to, and like the only way so little.
You take something
at the end
that
of the day.
You take a thought or a feeling that you have, and you just dumb it down and chip all the nuance off of it. And then you wrap it up in pandering, and you throw it out there, and the dumber it is, the more simplistic and moronic it is, the more people will fucking flock to it and hail you as a savior.
The more basic it is, the more relatable and comprehensible, the more people will latch on to what you're saying.
Yeah, and if you...
It's literally lowest common denominator.
And if you use the words mental health at any point, then you automatically, a million views and everyone thinks you're the best person who ever lived. Because...
Yeah, everyone's like, I too feel bad sometimes. I understand mental health issues. I too have social anxiety and depression.
Oh my fucking God.
Who doesn't have social anxiety and depression? Am I right, gamers?
I just like I hear the words mental health anymore, and just like my eyes just instinctively roll so fucking far into the back of my head. I'm so sick of it.
You know what it is? It's not like mental health isn't a real thing.
No, like I could agree with all of it, but I would still be so fucking sick of it.
You know what was interesting?
Yeah.
There was something interesting.
Wait. Let me say what I'm saying. Okay. Like what it is it's the same thing as charity. It's the bad eggs that are asking for charity that don't really need it. They're abusing people's goodwill. It's lay people fucking like armchair diagnosing and self-diagnosing a bunch of bullshit has just made discussion about like mental health issues. It has poisoned the well and turned it into a thing that I don't feel that I should take seriously and don't want to listen to on the internet.
All of the scummiest, most like narcissistic, terrible people that I've ever met in my life have also just so happened to be those mental health fucking people who are always constantly talking about their depression and their bipolar and their manic fucking what's it. And it's like the more people talk about mental health issues, the more they think they can get away with being a slimy fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, it's like drama. You know, the people that say that they don't want drama, the people that say that the most are the most drama prone.
Listen to this,
because they're thinking about drama the most.
I suppose that's true. So the other day, I was watching a PewDiePie video, and it was like his news show or whatever, and he just brings up that like it was in the news that Superwoman on YouTube. She's like one of the biggest people. Okay, Lindsay Singer, whatever her name is, Superwoman. She made a video, and I brought it up here. Look at this video. It's called "I'll See You Soon." Okay, it's an announcement that she's like leaving. That she's going.
Is she taking a mental health break?
That's effectively what it boils down to. Yes, and like okay, that's fine. That makes sense.
But can I make a prediction?
Point on this was like he was basically like, why was this necessary? Why do you need to like make a big production? Just leave. And, I mean, this is coming from a guy who's been through the fucking ringer and has been squeezed and, manhandled by the fucking legacy media trying to fuck him up and call him, an alt-right Nazi and all this shit. And so he's been through the scandals, and he is fine, whatever. And he's just like, what's the big, why are you doing this? Like, just leave, make a humble announcement, and then come back. Why you gotta virtue signal about all this? You know why? You know why? The answer's obvious.
So that your Patreon will quadruple overnight.
That's it. It's easy. It's so easy to just throw out some words like this and get, even if you don't have a Patreon, love, support, attention, any of that shit.
I don't look. Okay. I don't want to vilify this person because
I haven't watched the video, so I have no idea what she says.
I was being salty one time about this kind of thing that I'm being salty about right now. People like, I mean, it wasn't about mental health specifically, but it was about people using buzzwords and saying the right thing to get sympathy, to get goodwill, and you say the right thing, and your Patreon can quadruple overnight because for various reasons.
Yeah.
And I was being salty about this, and guy on my Discord, AJ Shoop, who I think you know, he's an RFCK guy. He said, and this stuck with me. He said that, well, like success is, what is it, like opportunity? It's opportunity plus action. And so, the way you succeed is when an opportunity comes up, you take it, and if you don't, you're just like denying yourself success. And so to not do, like, if the time becomes ripe that you have the opportunity to say something that will quadruple your Patreon, why wouldn't you say it?
Exactly.
So, like, I can't even be mad or vilify these people, and I don't think that they're bad for doing
just look at this real quick. I just posted another image. This YouTube spill channel, whatever, literally makes a video called Superwoman Leaves YouTube, Teaches Everyone a Lesson. And you can see a snippet from her description of the video that says, mental health is important, y'all.
And I'm just
the fact that it's become...
I'm just...
The fact that, like, sincerity and, like exposing, like, your real feelings and sadness has become, like, a formula for money and success is, like, so scary and perverted. Because, like...
Yeah.
I think about doing... Like, you see these videos of YouTubers where they come out and say, this is what I've been dealing with, and this is, how much my life sucks, and this is what I've been thinking. And... Like, I sit around and I think about making videos like that all the time. Like, I think about, I wish I had the courage to be a little more open and honest and say, so this is what's going on with me, and this is what I'm dealing with, and just, but, like, it's scary for me, and I feel like it's supposed to be scary. And if it's not scary for you, if you do it so much that it's, like, normal and it's what you do for money, then you've perverted it and made it that much harder for other people who might actually... I don't know. It's just shitty people cheapen everything good is what it comes down to, like we were saying.
Like Stoicism. Stoicism itself is not rewarded in today's, like, culture. It, like, advertising one's victim status. That's what's rewarded.
It's like...
Yeah, and I think I'm a kind of stoic guy who, like, hides his pain.
Yeah.
And I feel like I am punished for that.
Absolutely.
I feel like I have failed to capitalize.
I mean, it's not capitalizing on the market opportunity that the millennial culture has presented to us, I guess.
I think
I can feel that,
are giving too much credit to practicing literally bad mental health practices. It's not
Maybe. What do you mean?
Cool to never speak to your friends about your problems or to pretend that you don't have any.
Talking to your friends is different from, like...
I agree with you a bunch, but it's also not cool to turn it into, like, a thing for profit and just use
I'm not saying it is.
There's a
I'm
middle
just
ground,
saying... I guess I felt like the winds of the conversation were going
we
towards,
wouldn't
like,
wanna...
everyone just, everyone deals with stuff, so just no one should talk about it.
Look, when I said that thing about being stoic and hiding my pain, I didn't mean it as, like, I'm better than these people that are open about it.
But I agree with you. We're, like,
encourage
and I don't even
okay, guys, no.
I don't even like I was saying before, I can't even be mad.
Yeah.
I want my instinct is to be mad because I feel like people that get this kind of support and sympathy, they're capitalizing on something that I just can't either I don't know how to do it, or I can't bring myself to do it, or I just haven't done it, or it's just not applicable to me, or something, whatever. It's something that I don't have.
It feels like...
And so my instinct is to be salty and mad. But I can't actually pinpoint what is being done wrong here. Unless, like, if this is being done cynically and, like, calculatedly, then I would say, ew, gross. But I don't know that. I don't know anything.
I think because it feels disingenuous when you capitalize on something, like, something that's so personal and sincere, and like that's giving you a hard time, and you know you're sharing it with people, and it's such a very sort of like a vulnerable moment, and people then capitalize on this moment that, you know, it doesn't feel sincere, it doesn't feel good.
I'm not saying everybody does this, but some people literally whore out their depression. I
am in all support of, you know, people sharing. Like different people deal with different things differently. A lot of differences, but like you know, so like I have a few friends that do come to me, you know, and talk to me about stuff, and I'm more than happy to help. I do that too sometimes with friends, but for the most part, when the big things happen, I usually don't share it with people, but basically, yeah, to vent, sometimes it's good and therapeutic, and I am all support with sharing and stuff. But when people, like you said, whore out their depression, that's when I draw the line, I guess.
What makes it weird is no individual case is like horrible and like, you know, I can't point to an individual case and be like, oh, this person's bad, this person's being a whore or whatever. But the fact that it is like a recognizable pattern, like a widespread recognizable pattern and for success is dystopian and horrifying.
I think these people who, you know, do these sort of things makes it harder for people to genuinely share their problems with other people, because then
that's what I was saying, exactly.
Yeah, because, you know, like, you just want to be honest with people and share your experiences and whatnot, but then, like, you're afraid that you'll get compared. You're like, oh, you're just whoring for attention. Oh, you're just trying to be a victim.
You don't want to be lumped in with YouTubers. It's like, there's such a stigma because of what YouTubers have been. It's like these narcissistic, like, this is me and look at me. Like, I don't want to be that. No one wants to be that, and you'd hate to get compared to those people. So
I was gonna say, I do think some of this just kind of makes sense with the widespreadedness of like us kind of all whoring ourselves out to varying degrees on social media. You know, I've recently described like being a YouTuber as like selling your personality as a service, or like whatever, you know, that kind of shit. So like you really are exposing yourself more probably mentally, and like, cause people like, I really try to keep a wall here, but if I was like a daily vlogger and was just putting like everything I had on the internet and stuff, and like people could see everything I do and they can be like, oh, that's shit, then like that'll mean a lot more than if I like edit a video, it's not funny, and people are like, well, that sucked. Because it's not like me they're attacking, it's like a product. So maybe that breakdown of that wall is what's leaving people more mentally vulnerable or something to this stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I've felt like less and less comfortable with that kind of stuff, and like, I mean, I don't do social media anymore at all, and like I haven't been on this podcast for over a year. Like, I'm at the point where just like chipping off parts of my personality and parts of my experience to like give to the world. It's not fun. It's exposing and it's scary, and I don't know if I really like it.
It kind of makes a day job seem like a nice thing.
It absolutely does.
You don't have to
all the time.
Sell
like,
your soul.
Put me in a comic book store and let me like work behind a register. I feel like I'd almost be happier. I don't know if I can know. Yeah. See, and now I'm doing it. Now I'm doing the thing that I was just fucking talking about. Because now I'm fucking... so you just can't... It's like a trap, you know? You fucking shit.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, tell you what, team. How about we go to those questions? How about we go to the
voicemail?
Wait.
No?
I have... Okay. You know, I want to say, I don't usually do this, but I actually came into this episode with notes and, like, I have a list sitting in front of me on topics that I wanted to talk about. I never have this, but I have this time, and we only got to 2 of them. I mean, and I'm like, damn it! I had actual stuff that I wanted, but we've been, what are we going for, like 2 hours now?
Yeah, a little over 2 hours.
Yep.
Man, so okay, well, I'll leave some of these for later. Okay. However, there's one. Before we go on to questions, I have one thing. I feel like I have sensed a sort of confusion or a sort of widespread false belief that I live at Digi's house with. Like Tom does, and I just want to say no.
Is that true?
I just want to put that...
Where did that come from? Who said that?
I feel like I don't know where I saw it. It might have been on, like, the PCP fan Discord or something, or...
Maybe because you were there
I don't know.
I feel like that one time?
Maybe it was... Yeah, maybe people got the impression because I've been on IM Games, but I feel like some people believe that I live with you guys at Digi's house, and no, I have my own place.
And it's really cool, guys, so cease the bullying.
I'm way cool, guys. Yeah, I'm a cool guy. And I don't know. Yeah, okay, I guess there's really nothing else to say about that.
We're at Monkey House.
Did I mention that this is... People stopped calling it Monkey House?
Oh, you did mention that.
They call it, they call it Wheelhouse now, and that name sucks.
I refuse.
Yeah, fuck it. It's Monkey House.
Bring it back, Monkey House.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry, that was a bit of a dead end tangent, but at least it's out there.
We got
now.
our announcement. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, let's go to these questions.
Wait.
Here.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel like we can squeeze one more Monday joke in here somewhere. I just gotta fucking think of it.
Hey Garfield, what's tomorrow?
Oh, John, you know what the worst mental health thing of all is? Mondays. Okay, there we fucking go.
Okay, excellent.
I got that.
Here's my YouTube video confession for all my fans. Sorry I haven't posted in a while, but guys, it's Monday, and I just can't do it anymore.
What do they say about, like, what's that thing, like, in winter you get depressed? Is like seasonal affective disorder?
Something?
SAD?
Yeah, SAD.
I think it's SAD. Well, this is well Garfield's got MAD, Monday affective disorder.
God.
Nice.
People
his mental health just plummets.
God, we need to take mental health seriously, people.
If Garfield was in a coma...
Oh my God, he said what I feel, but I could never put into words. I have to fucking give him the
if
cash.
we don't start taking it seriously, Garfield is gonna shoot up a school, and you know what they're gonna say in school?
And it'll be your fault for not supporting Endless Jest for saying this right now.
Fuck.
All school shootings happen on Monday.
I was gonna say,
school shootings are just a Monday thing. Yeah. I mean, I assume.
Well, my God. Well, then obviously the way to end school shootings,
every single one, the way to end Mondays.
Yeah. The way to end school shootings is to abolish Mondays.
Garfield's united with those.
Yeah.
Hey, quick question: if Garfield was in a coma, let's say for 3 months, and then he wakes up on a Monday, but nobody tells him it's a Monday, would he know it's a Monday, even if nobody tells him? Would he somehow know?
Yes, he would.
He could probably deduce it.
He always gets the splort on Monday.
What's the splort?
The splort is a pie that seemingly comes from nowhere, a hand with a pie in it that hits Garfield in the face, and the sound effect is always splort. So somehow, some way, he would get splurted, and he would know.
He could deduce it. I think he's got a sense for it now, and he would very quickly realize that it was Monday because, like, pianos would fall on him from the sky and stuff.
What a tragic
that
belief system, where he's doomed 1/7 of his entire life to be sheer agony and misery.
It's not belief. This is not like the secret
curse?
kind of like his believing makes it so. This is like the universe conspires against him.
This is like a scientific law of the universe in the Garfield canon. Mondays will get you.
I guess that makes sense. All right.
It's on every Monday. It's like he gets hit with Chris Chan Sonichu's curse Yehameha wave. Yeah.
Okay, let's get to a question here. But we're going to the questions. This isn't an actual question, but here's a little soundbite from One Spar. Listen up. Here we go.
Hello. It's time for voicemails.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Voicemail intro.
Sick.
That was nice.
Cute.
That's good. It's a good idea. Yeah, okay.
It was good, actually. I like having like a stinger.
It makes sense to have a little jingle for a segment.
Yeah, way to go, One Spar. And by the way, please finish that fucking Devu game. Shit, I can't remember the name of it. It's long, and I always forget. Autonomous. Yeah, finish that Let's Play so I can watch it. Or Ben, whatever, I don't care. One of you. All right, next one. This is from, here we go. This is from Radcon Israeli Defense Force. like 4, you know, like the number.
Okay.
So let's
the sequel to Radcon 3 Arena.
Waiting for us in this country.
Radcon 4, Radcon Israeli Defense Force. All you need to do is pretend that you're Jewish, and the Israeli government will send you a ticket to Israel for free. So all you need to do is find a way to pretend you're Jewish. Digi, Victor, they already look Jewish, so you guys can just get away with that. Ben, Nate, you're Polish. That's basically Jewish already. The rest of you fags have to get circumcised. That's it. Bye.
I'm just saying, if we could somehow trick the Israeli government to fund our trip for RadCon Israeli Defense Force, that would be pretty good.
All I'm saying is doubt they're including return tickets,
are they? RadCon 4 Israel.
Oh God! Do they not include return tickets when you take this trip?
Yeah, that you can only go, but you can't leave.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
We'll go for free and kickstart the return flight.
All right.
It's like, hey everyone, I'm doing a GoFundMe. Help me escape from this abusive environment in Israel where they won't let me leave.
Okay. No,
you guys know how you can't ever choose what you remember, so there's just some wayward thoughts there for some reason are stuck in your mind forever.
Yeah.
I used to watch a ton of conspiracy theory YouTubers, and there's this one phrase that stuck with me. Whenever I want to ratchet up things to 11, I think to myself to the phrase, "What happens when the no-fly list becomes the no-leave list?" and that I think that's past 11, past 10. That's the top of the food chain. Let's get this party started. Let's kick this from the no-fly list to the no-leave list real quick here.
The no-fly list to the no-leave list.
Yeah.
It's like you've got your stereo. You go 1 to 8. Like, pretty good. Click it up to 9. It's like, oh, let's go a little higher. Next one, no-fly list. You're like, that's pretty good, but we can go one further. No-leave list.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You get on the plane to leave, and right before it gets off the runway, Master Hand plucks it out of the fucking air and puts it in a bag somewhere,
That's the hand
a marble
of Trump.
bag.
It is the hand
no,
of Trump,
a big orange Master Hand. Oh no, but his hands are tiny. That's the joke. So they have to.
Oh, that's
so
true.
it can't be a Master Hand.
That'd be crazy hand.
Oh no,
it would be crazy hand.
No, oh no, my Master Hand joke turned into a Trump joke.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Please donate to my GoFundMe.
Don't worry, you're gonna get shown on Comedy Central in a couple of minutes.
So that I can get away from my jokes becoming Trump jokes.
The good news is you're about to be, much you said, given a Comedy Central special based on that one Trump joke. So,
Yeah, all I have to do is remove all the humor and punchlines from it.
All right, we got a voicemail from Mr. Bones, who I think we've gotten in the past. Let's go.
I recently rewatched Digi's lecture on The Dick Show, and I know that some of you have been familiar enough with the story and what was going on with it. And considering that it seems that Jess is now back on some of these podcasts, I thought it'd be worth asking. Are any of you still keeping up with The Dick Show? And if so, what do you make of the continuing narrative? It feels like in the years since that lecture was released, there's been so much hot goss to come out down the pipes that it kind of feels like a whole new lecture is necessary. And I know that PCP lectures are, there's a lot of competition for what we'll be putting them. But my question is, would Digi or any of the rest of you ever consider doing the hot goss too?
Well, it would have to be Digi to do it. To be honest, I watched maybe half of I was gonna say Best Guy Ever, Biggest Problem in the Universe, and I didn't finish it. By the time I was there, the thing happened, they split up, Dick Show started. I watched a little bit of the Dick Show, mostly just, incidentally when Digi happened to be watching it and I happened to be in the room. So I haven't actually seen that much. I haven't kept up with it. Most of what I know about it comes from Digi and that lecture. That's me. That's where I'm at with that. I haven't been keeping up with it.
Has anybody else been keeping up with it at all?
No, I think when he did the lecture, I was all caught up, and right around then is the time I fell off the train of pretty much watching anything.
To me, the lecture kind of put the capstone on my interest. I'm like, all right, I can let this go now.
I wish you'd given us some examples. I have no idea what. I guess I wish Digi was here. I have no idea what it was about anymore.
The goss itself just got so fucking tiresome to me and boring after.
It's now. I think I see tweets from Asterios every now and then. It just kind of seems like a lot of sort of I don't know, Asterios is funny, so I don't want to shit on him, but, a lot of what I see is just kind of, passive-aggressive, look at this new, really stupid thing Maddox is doing. What an idiot. He's just embarrassing himself.
Asterios is fucking hilarious.
It is, the epitome... It's the epitome of being a dead horse, though. You won the lawsuit.
Yeah.
What more can you do to this man?
I mean, maybe something good actually happened.
It does start to come off cruel after a while, and it does start to rub me the wrong way a little bit.
It starts to come off cruel, but on the other hand, Maddox did bring this lawsuit and like cause this whole trouble that like Asterios and everyone else is having to deal with. Like,
I mean,
like
I can't
Maddox
put myself
did
in
bring the
Asterios'
suit in the first place, so I
have to have paid all that money.
I get why Asterios feels victimized. I think that makes sense, and like it's not like any of these things that Maddox does in the suit, like any of the like it's like haha, we have to legally prove that he's a cuck. Like that is funny, but it does start to be like it's sort of been the same story for what, like a year and a half now?
I just feel like it's gotten to the point where Maddox like I feel like I might see a news story that he killed himself and then it won't be funny anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I started losing interest in it.
Well, it's just like it's like a flawless victory fatality. Where do you have left to go? And like making Maddox look worse than he actually is.
It seems like that to us, but I think to them it's ongoing.
I totally get why Asterios. If I was in his shoes, I'd be mad and fucking want to fight too, constantly. But I don't like his Asterios' videos where he was like Tom Phillips, the game reporter, are like the funniest videos ever. Like that's what I love. And like his dumb characters, really like the fucking that Bayou voice that he does where he's like a Cajun guy, that was incredible. And like I like Dick when he's just being the guy who like rants about stepping in dog shit and like has those everyday problems and like goes crazy about them. That's good stuff. But no, I just even if it weren't for like me getting bored of the goss, I just kind of really fell out of watching or listening to fucking anything for a long time now. I just fucking don't care about the internet.
I'm just real curious. Based on what this guy was saying, it sounded like there was new goss. I wonder if that's good. It seems like none of us actually know.
There might be. Maybe there was some recent development.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. All right, well, whatever. Next call. This is from Easily Influenced Idiot. Okay.
So people have told me that I'm smart.
Wrong.
Which is wrong.
Yeah.
But how can I abuse that people think that I am smart?
That's it.
You're a cartoon character, buddy.
Wait, the question was, how can I abuse the fact that people think that I'm
smart? He is
smart?
not smart, but people think he's smart. How can he use this to
How can
win?
he use it?
Sounded like the fucking Mad Hatter.
I did.
Yeah, I know. He sounds like a cartoon character.
How would I?
Keep in mind, he's not smart. He's not.
Yeah, that's difficult. I was gonna well, like in that case, you can make people do what you want by just telling them this is a good idea and I'm smart. But since you are dumb, if you do that, bad things will result because your ideas are bad.
That's probably true. Okay, he's got to do some sort of he's got to get in some sort of situation like King from One Punch Man, if you're familiar. Whereas everyone thinks that King is the strongest man in the world, but it's all due to misunderstandings and shenanigans. He is actually just a gamer boy, basically. He has no abilities whatsoever. But everyone thinks that he's super strong, but it's honestly the role of King in One Punch Man gives me such anxiety every time he's on screen because I'm constantly terrified he's going to be found out this time, that this is going to be the time. So I don't know. I don't know if I can, in all conscience, advocate anything that is in any way not just upfront about how dumb you are.
It sounds to me that the best thing to do is to just keep doing what you're doing because you've obviously already fooled everyone to thinking you're smart. So just ride on that social credit. And just keep going.
Because you're not smart, you will not be able to make any grand plans happen. But the good news is you can make people think you're smart and use that in small ways to just get general social benefit.
Here's what I think. Here's what I think. You should team up with someone who is smart but maybe has low charisma.
Yes.
Wow. And then you should be the mouthpiece.
Why didn't I think of that?
And he should be the ideas guy.
That's a great idea. Go hit up the chess club.
And the two of you can rise to the top together.
Hit the nerd club, hit the computer programmer desk, be a elite hacker or something. Yeah. Do that. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, you gotta find a partner that fills in the gaps in your
Just
in your
team
stats.
up with a smart guy, work really hard, and eventually you can get that farm and tend the rabbits.
Based on that voicemail, this man's charisma is obviously off the charts. So
Yeah, because he sounds like the Mad Hatter all the time. Because that's his real voice, and everyone just finds it so charming.
He is literally lording the club that is that tea party.
He's lording that club, dude.
All right, next question. This is from our next voicemail. Do it, I dare you. Who I think called in last week, but let's see.
Right, motherfuckers. I take my precious time out of delivering pizzas.
Oh, yes.
Close your car door.
I literally never stop. I never stop delivering pizzas for a whole straight week. And I asked. I needed to know whether or not you were sledding. And I spoke, I guess, with too intellectual, too grand of a way of speaking. And so none of you understood that I was asking. I was pleading for advice on how to, whether or not I should go fucking sledding.
It sounds like Munchie after he's gotten a job.
I live in a cold place where it sometimes snows, but if I go up to the mountains, there'll definitely be snow if I just go on a mountain. There's like 99% of the time snow.
Okay, all right.
So wait, what is his issue?
Have you guys ever sledded? I can't make decisions unless people on the internet who I listen to tell me about what it needs to be. So fucking talk about sledding!
Yeah, okay. If your request...
That's it. That's all I had to say.
End it.
And stop the recording.
Okay.
Yes, agreed. Go sledding if you feel like going sledding.
Sledding is awesome.
That's it.
You know what? There's a hierarchy, all right? It's like snowboarding is at the fucking bottom. Snowboarding sucks. Skiing is a little bit more fun than snowboarding.
Barely.
Yeah, barely. Sledding is at the fucking top. Sledding, anyone can do it. You never mess up. Even if you wipe out on a sled, somehow it's still fucking part of the...
That's great and hilarious.
That's part of the fun.
Like if you wipe out skiing, you failed at skiing. But if you wipe out sledding, you're still just sledding.
And also
you just become the sled.
You just become this. Yeah, it's like it's part of it. You're supposed to wipe out. You're supposed to go like 90 miles an hour on that little on a thin piece of plastic.
Yep.
Like for babies, and you hit the end of the fucking hill, and like at the end of the hill, it kind of goes up a little ways, so you fucking fly 50 feet in the air, and you break your fucking leg. That's sledding, and it's fun, and it feels good.
If it's good enough for Calvin, it's good enough for you. Damn it.
Yeah. Those great fucking like 10 series long comic panels of Calvin like discussing the philosophical concepts. Eventually just smashing into a fucking
That's how
tree.
the last Calvin Hobbes strip ended, right?
Let's
go on an adventure, and they were sledding down the hill. It was a big
Oh my god,
panel.
did they die? Is that what's implied? Oh my god.
Yeah, and actually no, he woke up right before he hit the ground, and he was in a coma all along.
Is that in any way true?
That is completely lie.
He tried to sled down, and then Hobbs turned to him and he said, "Listen, honey, the doctors say that you think I'm a YouTuber. Listen, I know you think I tell you to like, comment, subscribe, but actually I'm your husband. Please wake up.
Yeah,
We're trying experimental technology. Can you hear me right now? Wake up, wake up, Calvin."
Remember that guy, that voicemail that we got? That was a message from a higher reality telling us that we were all in a coma and need to wake up. Did anyone do that? Did anyone take his advice? I didn't. And
I did. I went on and got some snacks and then came back.
Yeah, okay, good. That's good.
Calvin wakes up from his coma, and the doctor explains that, you see, Calvin, it was all a dream, composed of metaphors. For example, the character of your mother represented your repressed homosexuality, and the character of your father also represented your repressed homosexuality.
Of Hobbes represented your repressed, desire to suck cock, you see.
Yeah.
It's just all that. Your sexually ambiguous friend Susie clearly represented your deep gay butt fuckery.
Shit, my groceries are here. I'll be back in a minute.
All right, let's go on to the next one. Let's go on to, what?
Oh, I was confused if Ben actually went to get groceries or if that was part of the Calvin and Hobbes bit. And I'm like, wait, why is Calvin getting groceries now? What's that? I lost something.
I'm going to assume. Okay, next call. This is from, I think this is Real Talk. This is from Real Talk. Let's get real.
The PCP are just human, fallible beings. Mortals, do not look up to them. Except if you're looking for financial advice from Nate. That is just about it, or perhaps advice from Hippo or Ben. But these are people who are just trying to figure out their careers in life, just like you are. However, maybe they're just a little bit older, and you'll figure it out too. So don't idolize people or put them on a pedestal because it's just going to hurt you in the long run. So, Don't forget to take your cough drops.
You know, I appreciate Marvin the fucking Martian calling
Yeah,
it
sounded more like a Dalek, but just like a calm one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you know, you started out kind of intense, but you're just like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Do you whatever you want. Make your own decisions.
I like when people call in with a point and then refute their own point as they go along.
Has this become like a meme of like people saying don't put us on a pedestal or anything?
No,
it seems like I've heard. Digi say that a lot or something. I figured people say that. Like, I don't know. I feel like if your options are to either put me on a pedestal or like put me on a place where you don't like me, then by all means put me on a fucking pedestal, please.
Please.
I would rather be liked too much than not enough.
Climb the pedestal at patreon.com/bestguyever, everybody. Head over there and show your love of height. Well, all right. I mean, yeah. I think we have talked about this a little bit, about, like, how you shouldn't listen to us for fucking gospel or whatever. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel that point's pretty clear, I guess. But it's always nice to hear from the voice of a literal alien. So
look, if you ever catch me saying that you should go outside and risk the elements and brave the world on a Monday, then you know that I need to be off that pedestal. I have lost my right to the pedestal. Don't listen to me if I say that. For sure. But anything else I say, you can listen to, because it's probably correct. You know.
Here's a voicemail I assume is either from or for Mage. It's from Uwu, UWU, you know, with the little face.
Yeah.
So let's see what he has for us.
So, I've been watching the Drawcast a lot lately, and it's really inspired me to try and learn how to draw and hopefully become an animator someday for, like, video games and shit. So I was wondering if you guys have any tips for getting good at art relatively quickly, like, relatively being, like, a year or two.
Andrew!
Also, Ben, I think your art is fucking amazing, and I hope to be on your level someday.
Okay, is it done? Is it done? Yeah, okay.
He's done.
Andrew Loomis's Fun with a Pencil, that's it. That's all you need. Google search Andrew Loomis's Fun with a Pencil. You'll find a PDF, like the second Google search. That's it. Don't come back.
Fun with a Pencil. What kind of information is contained in that tome? Just for the layman.
It takes you from literally not knowing what the fuck is happening, how do I hold a pencil, to being proficient in like 60 pages. It explains drawing in the only way that actually makes sense. You can like be like, all right, here's how you draw the head from this side, here's how you draw the head from this side, here's how you draw the repel. Does not matter until you realize, oh wait, here's how you draw. You take shapes that appear in the world, but then you like basically like reverse engineer them. So instead of like thinking about a skull as being a skull, you think about the skull. Okay, what is the skull? It's like a sort of elongated sphere. Then there's the nose is sort of like a triangle, like trapezoid sort of thing. Okay. You don't think about it in terms of like symbols, what you think a head looks like or what you think a nose looks like. You break it out into the geometric shapes, and that's what that guy does, and he explains it to you in greater detail in that book. No one says that. No one's like, no one starts out drawing and is like, okay, time to learn the geometric shapes of shit. No, that's what you have to do. That's how you actually learn how to draw for realsies.
Sounds good.
Do that.
How about you, Mage? Got any suggestions?
I think Munchie has a better suggestion. I just draw like a lot, but yeah, I guess using other people's like examples of how to do it's best. But like I mean, like the more hours you put in, the better you'll get at it eventually. So,
how about you, Tom? I would ask Ben as well, but he's not here.
Gesture drawing, draw from life a lot. Understanding that drawing from life doesn't mean, like, the reason I never drew from life when I was a kid, because I hated drawing realistically, because I didn't want to draw photorealistic stuff. But none of my art teachers ever said, just because you're drawing from life doesn't mean you have to draw every last detail. Like, gesture drawing is about getting the idea of a figure, not like doing every last little like skin pore. So once I realized that, I started doing it, and my figure drawings got better in literally 2 weeks, like orders of magnitude better.
All right.
Figure drawing, gesture drawing.
Yep, I'm doing that right now. I've been doing that for I think I said this on the PCP, but yeah, I've been going to gesture drawing classes every Monday, and I've been doing that, and it's been absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I've improved noticeably in this short amount of time. It's just fantastic.
How about you, Jesse? How do we get the MS Paint masterpiece from within and put it on the canvas?
Well, you got to go to a figure drawing class where they take their clothes off. That's the first rule, and that's really the only rule. Because once you see a naked lady contort her body into all manner of shapes and figures, well, then you get that boner, and then you get that spirit, that real fighting spirito in your soul, and you become a man. And once you're a man, you can draw whatever the fuck you want. And if people say that it looks bad, or if it's a poopy drawing, you say, no, that's my artistic style. That's my flair. That's just how I draw. Bitch.
I hate that excuse.
I don't. I saw the naked lady, so I'm a man now.
So he knows. I think he knows a little bit more about drawing than you, Mage. She's seen the naked lady. I just want to reinforce this point with, okay, Uwu. So you called in, right? You did a good thing. You asked a question. It was a fine question. We heard it and we responded. You have the expertise. Okay, I just want to tell you, you now have 1 year. Okay, I'm not fuck that 2-year thing. You have 1 year. In order to, Munchie just gave you the answer. He gave it to you. Just do that.
Did I miss anything?
You did.
Did I miss anything?
This guy asked a question about recommendations for how to get good at drawing in 1 year or 2, but whatever, like short amount of time. Munchie said, what was the name of the book again, Munchie?
Andrew Loomis's Fun with the Pencil.
Fun with the Pencil. That's the one.
I mean, there's it's figure drawing for fun.
That's what Tom
right?
said.
There's one called There's one called Figure Drawing for Something,
book.
and that's my
Figure Drawing for All It's Worth.
Figure Drawing for All It's Worth is my pick for Loomis, but
read all of Loomis. He's all great. The reason I suggest Fun with the Pencil is because he takes you from such a low level.
Yes,
to,
that's
he takes you from the absolute beginner level.
Yeah,
to,
Ben, didn't you literally decide to get good at drawing in a year and did it?
Yeah.
So there you go. Just do whatever the fuck Ben does. And there you go.
And what I did.
I mean, don't do everything
what I
Ben
did
does, but basically do whatever the fuck Ben did.
I
do most of it.
I feel
though.
passionate
most of it.
about this call. This guy was literally just given the answer. Just do that. Start with Munchie's book. That sounds like the easiest one. Literally do that one thing. And if you don't do it, I don't want to fucking hear you complaining about how hard it is to drawing. You should be drawing every single day for 365 days in a row without stopping. And if you do that, you'll be good. If you don't, you'll be a fucking pissy baby piece of shit and you'll have no one to blame but yourself. So go fucking do it. I refuse for this to be some masturbatory advice bullshit. I will fucking gun you down in the street if you have not actualized in your fucking dream, you fat motherfucker. So go do it.
I will expound a little bit. Like what got me before I did, I kind of got. I mean, obviously you never stop improving, but I went from a 3 to a. Well, I don't want to rank myself on how good at drawing it, but I made my big leap in maybe a year or two. And I had read Bakuman and I had watched Strip Search, and those two things got me really hyped and motivated me to learn. And then I read a bunch of Loomis. I read some other stuff, but Loomis was the best. And then I watched a lot of YouTube drawing tutorials. Some were bad, some were okay. I used to watch a lot of Cycra streams and Cycra videos. That was pretty inspiring and educational. Yeah.
Do you know the YouTuber Proco?
No.
Well, someone in the audience will. The Proco is an old drinking buddy of my gesture drawing class teacher. They are friends, and Proco's a big, huge drawing YouTuber who has I don't know, probably a bunch of fucking 1 million subs or something. So ain't that crazy?
Really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Weird. You got to get in touch.
Yeah,
you got to use that connection.
Hey, I have this podcast. I was wondering if Proco could listen to it. It's called the Pro Crastinators podcast. It's called the Zit Crushing podcast. I think you played it.
What was it, the Pimple Crushing podcast?
Yeah, pimple crushing.
By the way, you know what? I meant to say this earlier, but just I watched a Joe Rogan podcast episode that I would highly recommend everyone in the world listen to. Featuring David Goggins. I think his first name was David. His last name was definitely Goggins. Everyone should go listen to it. It's 2.5 hours long of this guy Goggins. He's a black Navy SEAL, which is relevant because he says very few black guys become Navy SEAls. A lot of he says a lot of it has to do with because it's so water-based, and that's literally what he argues.
They can't.
That's really what he says himself. Yes, that's what he says.
The whole can't swim meme.
He says it's real. He says it's real. I'm agnostic. Right. I'm just reporting the facts. Okay, here's the point. This guy tells his life story, which was like he was the most like decrepit piece of shit, broken down, sad fucking fat sack of shit in the world. And now he is...
I was down and out with the blues.
That was him. But then he got himself to the YMCA. He one day...
Yeah.
Okay, this is why I love this guy so much. One day, he was a huge, avid fan of Rocky. He would watch it, like, every day.
He sounds
He was a
smart.
huge fan... Yeah, he's already a wise man. And it was... and he loved Platoon. He loved Platoon specifically for the scene where Elias keeps getting shot in the back by the natives as he's trying to run to the helicopter, but he keeps getting up and keeps attempting to escape. He doesn't escape, but he's fighting to, even though it failed. His struggle was valiant. So this guy Goggins was a fat motherfucker, piece of shit, and one day something snapped. And he listened to the thing for the details, the Joe Rogan podcast, David Goggins, and he just decided that's it. He's going to now do everything he believed in. And he started small. He didn't do it all on day one. But he just fucking stuck with it. And he is now one of the most hardworking, dedicated, driven pieces of people in the planet. Was a supremely decorated Navy SEAL from nothing. Listen to the podcast. It's insane.
What? That's the one. That story's a little light on the details.
Okay, it is, because I don't want to waste everybody's time. They really should go listen to it.
Yeah, okay.
The point was,
That's fair.
he was he had been abused by his dad. He had incredibly low self-esteem. He literally faked having confidence and being like a capable human being. He was poor.
Well, don't we all?
Indeed, he was poor. He had no money. He lived with his mom. He would go home and cry about how sad he was about his life. He had extreme social anxiety. But then one day, I don't remember what it was, but just something changed in his mind, and he began to think about, wouldn't it be crazy if this huge loser, he was an exterminator, he just quit his job when he realized this.
How old was he?
What?
How old was he?
He was 24, I think, at the time. I think he was 24. So not so. He might have been 22. I could be wrong about that. He was around that age, though. And he just decided, he had always wanted to be a Navy SEAL, and then he just decided to do it. And he is now like an insane ultra marathon runner. He is the world record holder for pull-ups, having done 4,060 or something in 24-hour period. Oh my! He is an ultra marathon runner. He ran over 100 miles in 17 hours when he was starting out. He's just an insane guy. And when I just think about all the people out there in the world,
is he not a Kenyan?
No, he's an American. He's American.
That's so weird. There's that one tribe of people in Kenya who are like disproportionately like the best marathon runners, and I was sure that the world record holder for marathon running would be one of those guys.
Nope. Based on what he said, seems like ultra marathon running is honestly more a question of pain tolerance than anything else, and patience and a lot of people just don't have that. So the point is just like when I hear this question about like how can I get better or something, and there's an answer given immediately. This is why I'm literally starting, Redue, run every day until I'm hot, because I listen to this podcast and I'm not going to stop. When people have the solution and they don't do it, they're worthless and they deserve death. But when they capitalize on it, that is when I respect them and they are good. So do that and listen to that fucking podcast. We'll put a link in the show notes. Everyone should listen to it. It's great. It's good. I like it.
And also draw every day.
Yes.
Everything. Back to I forgot to mention as I was saying how I got good. Also, I drew every day for a long time.
Great.
that was also part of it.
Moving on to the next call.
Oh, and finish things.
This is from
don't just do sketches. Don't just do sketches. Like do a gesture drawing, but then like finish it on top of it. Because every stage of the drawing process is its own skill set, and you need to practice them all.
Makes sense.
And also finishing things in general. Finishing things is a skill in and of itself that should be trained, like a muscle.
That's so true. That's an important one.
Yeah.
Next call, relevant, is from I Hate Myself a Lot. Let's see what he's got for us.
Okay, choose one. Either everyone you try to communicate with doesn't understand you, or people just inexplicably hate you. What do you choose and why?
Both of those are already my life. Both of those
that got cut off.
My life is already both of those things.
So it's a choice between no one understands you or everyone hates you. Is there the ability to recover from everyone hating me, or is that set in stone?
I think this is permanent.
Well, then why? Okay,
I think these are just your conditions.
That first option Okay, I guess if you can communicate with people, they still might be willing to do things for you, like for example, sell you food even if they hate you, so you might not starve. But if everyone hates you, then they might just let you die in the streets. So, maybe I'd probably go with the first one, I guess. I don't know.
mean, you could probably figure out a way to have people like you, even though they don't understand you. Like, who's that guy? He was like Emperor so-and-so in San Francisco. No. There's like
I know who you're talking about. He was an insane person who was like, I think he was trying to be president for a while and then moved on to emperor. I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
No, he was like some emperor. His name was Emperor Norton.
Yep.
Joshua Norton in San Francisco. He was like a kind of rich like guy, like a stock trader or something, or like a rice trader. And he lost all his money. Basically lost it, dressed up in a military uniform, and stalked around the streets of San Francisco for the rest of his life, claiming to be the Emperor of America. and everyone loved him, and he was great.
Emperor denied his throne.
Yeah. People would pay him quote unquote taxes if they saw him in the street. They made dolls of him. He printed his own money. Which some people actually accepted in the San Francisco area, just because basically he was like a local hero. Everyone was like, "Man, this Emperor Norton guy, he's the best. We love him." Yeah, so that guy was insane and nobody understood him, but everyone loved him. So I feel like maybe you could finagle something like that.
That sounds like the clear choice in my opinion.
So I'm gonna go with that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got one more call, and this one's a special treat for everybody. All right, we're once again visited by the wonder, the creature known only as Racist Forrest Gump. Here we go. There we go.
Jenny, I'm gonna join the KKK, Jenny. But Forrest, you already made this joke last week.
Stop.
It's not gonna be as funny the second time. Why are you doing this? But Jenny, it's funny because it's racist. No, Forrest,
he's right.
You already made this joke. Why? Jenny, it makes me feel good inside when I make people laugh who I look up to. No, Forrest! Why don't you just go outside and get some real fucking friends then? Why don't you just do that? But Jenny, I'm retarded and I got AIDS. I can't make friends. I got AIDS, Jenny. I got AIDS.
I wasn't here last week, so that was new to me.
Racist Forrest Gump, a new beloved character on the Procrastinators podcast.
I still have hope for him.
I think he could make some recovery here.
I think lots of people, lots of racist people with AIDS go on to live very successful, happy lives, fulfilling also. So there's still hope.
In Trump's America, there's hope for everyone.
Yeah. Even racist Forrest Gump can rise to the top in Trump's America.
There's nothing to say. Let's just wrap it up there, everybody.
Are we done?
We're done. That was the last one.
Is a racist Forrest Gump the last note we're going out on?
This podcast.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Well, thanks for being here, everybody. Patreon.com/The Procrastinators Podcast. Bonus episodes, there's 19, 20th coming pretty soon, and the next one's going to be pretty good, from what I suspect.
I thought it was just Patreon.
Oh, the bonus one?
I thought it was just patreon.com/The Procrastinators. Did we add podcast at the end?
Okay, you're right. There is no podcast. It's just The Procrastinators. I fucked it up.
Oh, you fool! You just cost us millions.
Everything. Everyone thought that there'd been an update, so they unpledged
Nate.
And then repledged to that one.
We just lost the big account because of you.
No, we
gotta get back the big account, or the boss is gonna. This is $1 million deal is going down.
Go to pay a Twitch. No, wait, I meant Twitter. Twitter at TPCrastinators. You can send us your your Bitcoin wallet key so we can get in there. Please do that so we can remake these costs of living that we just lost. And I guess that's it. Patreon.com/The Procrastinators. That's the real deal. Give us your money. Enjoy listening to the show every week.
The next bonus episode was my idea. Yep. Actually, the next 2 bonus episodes were my idea, and they're both genius.
They actually are both great. We're trying to up our game, and I think we got some good stuff coming.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, we'll see you next week, people. Thanks for being here. Have a wonderful time, and hopefully this came out at 2 p.m. when it's supposed to. Bye.
Yes. People complained last week. They were like, "I crave more PCP." Anyway, goodbye. Yes. Also, goodbye.
I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm supposed to